Oh hey guys, guess who it is? Back again, streaming within the same week. Oh my god, you would never believe. Actually, I don't think it's the same week. I barely missed about 1 day. But streaming within 7 days. Oh my god, where's my game? Hello? Wakey wakey. Oh, there it is. I'm hoping hard that new ring IDs will be good bleed enablers. 6 viewers in 75 seconds. That's pretty average, to be honest. For this time slot specifically, nobody is waking their ass up early in the morning. I mean, depending on your time zone, but like generally, nobody's waking their asses up early in the morning. How far are we planning to get? However far 140 Ank takes me. It's 10 p.m. for you? Yeah, usually my audience is like, you know, asleep for the most part. So you lucked out this time. I'm streaming for your time zone specifically. You're welcome. Today we're doing story. We're pushing story. I don't know what IDs I should use to push story though. We'll figure it out. We'll see what I feel like doing. But I have no clue anything, so no spoilers. Obviously, that's big. No spoilers. Okay. I heard this chapter's peak, so I better not be getting any spoilers. We'll figure out what IDs we want to use. Bored Farmer is back. I actually remember you, bro. It's been so long. Welcome back. Oh, come back to the manor where the last vestiges of its beauty remain in its violet flowers. To the manor where the storm-broken breach has siphoned all that was once warm. Yeah. The yapper. Is this Kathy? This gotta be Kathy. To the manor where your place was the frozen corner that couldn't be further from the hearth. Time for you to come home. Oh yeah, we're in like grayscale because they took all the color or something. What the hell happened?
뭐 다행히도 이번 둥지 입국 심사는 아이 이 정도야 뭐. 아이 에이 칭찬은 굳이 안 해도 괜찮다고 하지 않았어.
Put this on. That's not. Yeah, I'll put it on auto.
아무도 하진 않았는데.
I've never used the auto function in any visual novel ever. It's kind of weird, actually. Maybe not. Somehow we made it without any trouble. Oof. Awfully relaxed. I guess everyone's just used to the hum drum? Bro, hum drum? I've never heard that. I've never seen this word in my life. Mine was weighed down. Oh, I see. Yeah.
무지하게 강한 바람이 불었던 집이었나 보죠.
그 저택은 바람이 지랄맞게 불었어. 아늑한 구석은 하나도.
Also, apologies. You know, I have a pollen allergy. I've been doing my best, but I can make no guarantees if there is any sniffling or sneezing. I have taken medication though, and I, you know, washed my face and stuff like that. You know, I know how to take care of pollen allergy. Don't worry, but that does not mean that it is impossible for there to be any. So I apologize. Also, my voice might be congested. It is what it is. Like, sorry. So other sinners noticed and began chatting him up.
고향에 당도한다니 마음이 참 복잡하겠어.
고향이라 태어난 곳이 아니라 자라온 곳이긴 한데. 근데
anyways, how is everyone doing this fine? For me, it's a fine Friday morning. How is everyone doing?
머릿속에선 수천 번도 넘게
Played it out of my head. Return to that bloody manners, man. Yeah.
모든 걸 부숴서 저를 보고도 깨달은 게 없는 거예요?
Alright, Ishmael. Cheeky ass, like, oh my god.
있어. 일단 내가 획가닥해서
I release the
잊어버리기
plot
직전까지 가게
and push
되더라도
myself. I trust that
너희
one
중 하나가
of you will pull
어떻게든
me out of it.
구원해줄
That's
거야.
true.
뭐 두들겨 패서라.
두들겨 패서라도.
Yo, he's like a
그렇게
raccoon.
어디까지
That's a new
허용되지?
sprite, I think.
신체 절단과
Anyways,
신경
you
조직
know,
손상 중에
I'm pretty sure by now most people's semester should have ended if you're college age. If you're university aged, you know, probably your semester's over. Congratulations, you made it. How far are you? Are we allowed to go to bodily harm?
머리 같은 데를 세게 쥐어박는 정도는.
아니 이 새끼들 나한테 쌓인 걸 풀라는 의미가 아니라고.
그래도 지금의 히스클리프 씨라면 잘.
뭔 소리야?
지금의 히스클리프 씨는 가난하고 남은 게 아무것도 없잖아요.
You're poor. Thanks.
뭐? 이제는 아예 대놓고 시비 걸기로 작정했냐?
아니 오해가 있으신 것 같아요.
Yeah, it's something insightful. Bro, this guy is just... I don't know. Yeah. We'll say he's prone to
저희는 모두
misunderstanding.
가난해요. 그러니 예전과는 많은 게 달라졌을 거예요.
가난하여서
Doth
이렇게
that poverty
구릿구릿한
explain our
색깔을 계속
current
가지고 다녀야
unsightly
하는
lack
거야?
of colorfulness? Dude, I don't remember. Like, why are we in grayscale again? Friday, I was on another stream. Shit was chaotic. Memes taking up half the screen. Yeah, that's too much, bro. I can't. T-Corp yoinks all the colors, but how?
그 얘기 언제 하나?
Maybe we'll
라는
get them
생각을
back.
한 게 가도 원상복귀가 되지 않잖아.
People need to
이대로 평생
pay
씩씩하게만
for
살아야
them.
하는 거야?
Ah,
일어날 시급도 떨어져.
so we're just
살아갈
on
의지가
BoobTube
없어지게
for the
된다고.
entire chapter then.
고기를 먹어도 고기가 상한 걸로밖에 안...
갑자기 너무 건너뛴 것 같지 않아?
그리고
Maybe
저
they
사람들은
use the color yoinker.
옷의
Yeah,
색깔이
that's
보이고
true.
있잖아.
I mean, that would make sense.
개개인분들께 해드린 답변을 합치면
Payment must be made in order to retrieve colors. Question has been repeatedly answered on 23
저
occasions.
정도로 색깔을 돌려봐. 저 새낀 별로 잘 살지도 못하면서 허세만 있는 놈이야. 진짜 부자들은 안경테나 장신구까지 색깔을 되찾거든.
You have to buy individual colors?
동의,
That's stupid, bro.
아니, 저택은 어느 정도
동의 구려.
This
피의
is the color of shit.
되찾았으면 싶군.
That's true.
그런데 저 자식 말이야. 저렇게 어설프게 색깔을 가진 채로 쏘다니면 괜히 뒤통수 얻어맞기 딱일 텐데.
Oh. Oh. Sheesh.
저런 극악무도 파렴치한 자들을 보았나? 혼자 다니는
It's pay to
무고한
win.
시민을
Paid for
감싸고
cosmetics?
핍박하고
Bro,
있지
it's actually
않나?
true though. It's literally paid cosmetics.
갱단이라고 부르는 분들.
머리 흐려졌군.
I wouldn't call them a gang, they're
저런
just
걸
low lives.
갱단이라고 부를 수. 내가 떠나올 때만
Last time I was
해도
here, Scum couldn't
저런
even
버러지
dare to
같은
infest
것들은
the
저렇게
streets.
버젓이 돌아다니지도 않았어. 당연하지. 내가 있었던 갱단은 저런.
탈론 쌩쌩
삐삐.
달리고 싶어.
여기
Finally listening? Yeah, okay.
시끄럽게 굴기 전.
정의 집행이군. 고맙네. 길잡이 씨도 익숙해졌나 봐 이제.
Okay. We're beating up some gangs. Okay, at least the loading screen is much more vibrant than the CG is. That's cool. Enemy info. What the hell? This is new UI. Difficulty 25? Guys, I'm a little overqualified. What should I use? Okay, wait, hold on. I was thinking maybe I just like, what if I dispensed like all of these like butler IDs? Like what if I use like the butlers? Do we care? Is it immersion if I use the butlers? That would kind of be on theme, right? Think about it. That would kind of be within theme. And then I can use like Heathcliff or whatever. I mean, I don't know what the hell. Who even are you, bro? This is like the worst fit ever. Like literally, this is dog shit, bro. Who dressed this guy? You can, but like Maid Shoe is poised while the others are sinking. You're forgetting the fact that the Kanto level is 25 right now. Like it's not that big of a deal. I think we'll be okay. Like the enemies are apparently level 25 right now, so I don't think it matters what synergy there is or lack thereof. It will be for like 2 fights. All right, fine, party pooper. Fine. Give me a gun.
준비는 한 피가 떨어질 때군요.
뭐야? 이놈은 우리가 먼저 찜했어.
T-Corp gangster.
너희도 시간이 부족해서 온 놈들인가 본데. 우리는 고작 30분밖에 안.
혹시
30 minutes.
그래비치 같은 갱단 쪽인가? 30분? 시간? 아니, 무슨 소리 하는 거야?
그럴 리가.
Still dead
옛날에
rabbits have
작용단
original
활동 같은 걸
anti-waste
했던
all they do now
대드레비치는
is
이제
stare
없어.
at you funny.
회사가 마스크 쓰고.
뭐? 마스크?
에이, 가뜩이나 시간 없어 죽겠는데 젠장.
Not giving you okay. Potential man. +2 attack weight hitting it. Soup has not played limits in a while. Gang, he needs a burn team. Warm up.
뭐야?
Huh.
파이팅이다.
I mean, you know, just a little bit of hybrid burn couldn't hurt. I could probably replace Mersal with Ishmael or something, but oh wait, no, she's here. I don't know. I love matching colors. I'm like a little baby. I love matching colors. Color matching gameplay is some of the best thing I've ever seen in a video game in modern history, so I'm glad that I get to do more. I've come back just to do more. Two waves. He entered.
1번
정신 못 차리는 놈 대가리부터 뭉개.
새겨드리죠. 안심해라. 고통은 없어.
그래. 결국 마지막까지
한 번에
서 있는 놈이
끝낸다.
이기는 거라니까.
This is the kind of gameplay that I signed up for when downloading this game.
다음만 생각해.
Can you try out Envy and Pride Resonance?
과감하게.
I really like matching colors as well.
편네.
I really like matching colors. Yeah, okay, you know what? Fuck it, why not? I like matching colors. I don't know what goes into a Pride team though that much. I forgot. I know Envy obviously, but Envy's kind of good. But I've already played Envy Resonance before. What goes into Pride? Is it just like Blade Lineage? I know that they have a lot of Pride skills. I assume they would not be bad.
한 번에 끝낸다.
3 Peckla, 2 middle, and Gripper Faust goes hard. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
잘 들어. 아픈 거 생각하지 말고 저 새끼
Yeah, alright. You know what?
애처롭지도
Tell me what you use. Tell me what you
않은데?
use. I'll see what I think.
살을 베어내고
한 놈. 보냈고.
Damn, we're cooking these guys. I mean, they're literally baby level, but I'm pretty sure the end of chapter 3 was a higher level than this stage. Isn't that crazy?
돌아가면 저번처럼 홈파티라도 할까요?
Level 25 again. Why am I beating up homeless people? They struck first, alright? Calm down. It's not my fault. They struck first. Okay, so Pride Resonance is probably... You have Pride skill, right? Yeah, you have a Pride skill. Pride Resonance is probably here. Probably Middle Dawn. Mentor Mersal. I don't know if you... I mean, you have a good Envy skill. That could be useful. Go here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Blade Lineage, Mersal, Magic Bullet, Otis, and Captain Ishmael. I don't know if I want to use Magic Bullets. I think that's a little bit overkill. I'll use you for the passive, I guess. I mean, same with Pride and Envy. I mean, none of these are really generated. I guess Lust is probably... yeah, Lust is probably the most easily generated. Use Gambler. Use Mariachi, I suppose. Cromer Faust, Middle Dawn, Harpooner. Ahab, middle Mersault. Nah, don't worry. I have every eco. Except for the new Battle Pass ones, because I haven't bought it yet. Gripper Faust. Really? Over Blade Lineage? I mean, she does contribute Envy, but her Envy is on her skill 1 though. Like, I don't want to be using her skill 1. That's kind of balls. I think maybe I'd rather use Blade Lineage because her Resonance is on a good skill. Harpooner Heathcliff, Middle Dawn. We could do like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But then there's no Envy happening. I mean, there is some maybe. Hex Nail? Yeah, I suppose. I think I'd rather do this though, maybe. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You go onto base, I guess, and then you go onto here. It's skill 1 clash is fine. I'll see. We'll see. I don't want to use Middle Dawn though. This idea is terrible. This idea is horrible. But sure, I'll use her because she is kind of mandatory. I'll level you 2 to 40. Why not? We'll just do it like this for now. Oops. And then we'll see. Go like... I guess 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
착수.
Just Vengeance and Sever Not are insanely strong. Alright, see, we'll see.
잘못했습니다. 다 가져가세요.
Oh my god, this guy.
원하시는 만큼 시간을 빼가셔도 돼.
클리프군?
야, 방금 건 그냥 칭찬한 거잖아.
Complimenting him for sharp fashion choices.
저는 이것 빼고는 완전 아무것도 없어요. 납치 같은 걸 해봤자 납치는 안 됩니다. 집에 기다리는 가족들이 있어요.
아하.
아이씨, 무슨 시끄러운 소리가. 이것들 뭐야? 이렇게 시간이 굴러 들어온다고? 10분, 아니 5분이라도 좋으니까 얼른!
5 minutes.
도대체가
아니면 모조리 해치운 뒤에.
Oh my god. Bro, stupid clock head. Anyway, you know what I've been doing recently? Dude, I've been playing some Hearthstone Battlegrounds.
파이팅이다.
I'm just saying, like, they released duos for Hearthstone Battlegrounds. That it kind of slaps, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Go here like this. I don't know if anyone cares, literally a single soul, but I'm just saying, like, usually I don't like auto battlers, but Hearthstone Battlegrounds in duos is kind of fun, which is crazy. Maybe I should uptie so that defense skills can get resonance. Oh well. Yeah, we're just getting like some half-ass resonance, bro. We could get here. Just Vengeance gets base power instead of flash power and some damage if it's countered. Makes her roll almost 30? Okay. Just go full 1 color. I'm doing my best. I mean, then we get some of these hands and it's like kind of doomed. Just give me all blue again. You know, give me let's do this. For Envy Resonance, Chrome or Faust would be better because this Faust doesn't have any Envy on it. How do you even work, bro? This unit's so bad. Like, I don't read this unit. Skill, defense. 6 Envy Abs Res. Yeah, like that. It's like... Maybe we should give extra slots to you instead of pride, but I don't know. Like, the thing is, this unit is so ass, like, I don't even want to give her more slots.
정신 차리게. 장부에 따르면 맨정신에 죽여야 하니까.
살을 베어내고.
Just go full pride? That's what I'm thinking. Like, maybe I just go full pride. The payoff for Envy Resonance is not that good compared to the payoff for full pride resonance, in my opinion. Because pride, you get 1,000,000 poise, you get like a power up on all your skills for all your Blade Lineage allies. It's like so good. It is good. I mean, I don't doubt it, but like, I just have never really given it a try. Pride is just better most of the time. That's what I'm thinking. What are they? Oh, they're staggered. Oh wait, no, you're not staggered. You're fatal to blunt. 24 rolling Sever Knot. Yeah, I know that it rolls high. I do know that Sever Knot rolls high. Just Vengeance also rolling high is like is like decent. It is good, but the problem is like, in order to get the Envy Resonance, most Envy skills are kind of butt. Like, most good nuke skills are Envy skills. But then, just most Envy skills generally are like kind of ass. Like, I don't want to be using Cackle, bro, just to enable like Don's counter. Swap Don with Pirate Greg. And there's other things also. Shut your gob. Oh my god. She's learning. Wait, Don is growing as a character, bro. Look at this. Passers-by of justice.
시간도 T사 가이드북 여전히.
Time track corp. Citizens utilize the timepieces. They trade with time instead of currency. It's a transaction done by timepieces. Most laborers in these lands are rewarded.
이상 씨를 봐서 이번엔 넘어가죠.
Otis is the only one who carries a watch. Dude, you're literally a watch.
아, 그 시간이 멈춰 있는 손목시계 말씀이죠?
패션용인 적은 없었다.
그리고 아까 말한 납치로.
T사 길거리엔 이젠 아무도 다니지 않는 거리인데
So
이렇게
it's not
때로
dozens
다니시니
of people running around
소문의
together.
납치 조직인가 해서.
Kidnapping, the infamous kidnapping syndicate.
구체적으로 말해보던 육하 원칙을 활용하면 더 좋고.
실종자들 때문이에요. 최근 들어
So if people
이곳에서
work,
사람들이
then they're
이유
rewarded
없이
with more time.
행방불명된다고 해요.
That's how it is.
이제
Like
다들
they're just
안개가
paid in time
자욱해지기만
and stuff.
해도 무서워서 집에만
How does that make
박혀
any
있죠.
sense though? If you're working, you're giving up time to work. So you're just going net neutral and getting the time back. Or do you go plus in time? Like if I work 8 hours and only get like 8 hours worth of time back, then I might as well just not have worked at all. Unless I'm getting like 16 hours or something time back. I don't fucking know.
마침 여기 굴러다니고 있는 디타임즈 신문지 일면에도 쓰여 있네요.
It's not even the front
머리
page of the
무중인 납치 사건.
Mysterious kidnapping fear
경악
sweeps
공포.
district. Enthusiastic reading. Uh-huh. Mersault reading enthusiastically? That's a new one?
시간에서 해결사들이 이런 인터뷰를.
You can't trade it because it isn't in timepieces? I don't know how it works. I mean, I just started, guys. I just started.
확실히 여기는 원래 공장으로 일하러 가는 노동자나
Inventive
조잡한
selling
장비를
useless
팔러 나온
trinkets.
파이.
Thick with fog, bustling crowd from heathless memories.
일전 검계와의 소동에서 들었던
행방불명이라.
Maybe there really is a messed up
역시
kidnapping.
사람을 납치해서 팔아넘기는 악질적인.
그런
I never
놈들이
heard of
대놓고
such a
활보한다는
thing.
이야기는 뭐야?
인신매매 따위가 목적인 조직이 있다면
Statistical
근접하니까
improbability for a human
나올
trafficking
수밖에
syndicate to leave zero evidence behind.
거리를 이렇게 만들 정도로 거대한 움직임이라면 더더욱 시체 안 돌 정도는
시체도 남지 않는다는 건 깊이 파고들수록 위험.
If it's not just another violent tragedy, then maybe there's more to this.
아니, 시체만으로는 그렇게 보기 힘들잖아.
네?
뒷골목에 밤이 있잖아.
The night in the back streets.
그 청소부들이 지나가면
Sweepers.
시체를 포함한
Oh,
쓰레기들은 전부
sweepers.
청소되어 있으니까.
그렇군.
당연히 쓰레기만 청소하는 게 아니라는 건 무서운 일이잖아.
Dude, I hate those stupid guys. Like, they're the robots, right? Who, like, have undie. Their passive is just to not die ever. Isn't that them? And you have to kill them a million times? Dude, those guys are so annoying.
그건 밤마다 로저 씨가 이상한 흉내를
What
내면서
happened to my game colors? You know, streaming is not the most lucrative, so it's tough to afford money to pay for the colors. It's tough. Thankfully, I was able to pay for colors for myself, but
꽃은 지고
the game
새로운
is
나무가
is a
이곳에
little bit
옮길 것입니다.
challenging.
그것이
Okay, get rid of Dawn, I think. Just put like, I mean, we could use, nah, don't use Soft Dawn. I mean, you have a passive, right? Highest ally speed deals slash damage. I mean, that's fine, I guess. 2, 3, 4, 5. Who should be 6th? The member? I mean, someone with good pride skills. I mean, Twin Hook Gregor is poised, so we could use him. It's not bad. I don't know if I care too much about Harpooner either. Blade Lineage Dawn gets buffed by Mentor Soul. Yeah, but I don't really have her that well invested. I don't know if I care that much. What about this Ryoshu ID? Isn't she also poised? Does she have pride? She does have pride. What if we play with the maid Ryoshu? One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. And we just play with the maid. She's busted. Every Ryoshu ID is busted. Of course she's busted. Gain clash power for speed difference. She's 3 to 8. Gain bad manners. Enhances chef butler skills against targets with this effect. Okay. Unit speed is higher. Gain clash power. Consume 6 poise count to gain 2 attack weight. Oh my god. What? That's ridiculous. 6 poise count. It doesn't seem that difficult to acquire. What's her passive? Gain poise count and haste 3 times per turn. This seems crazy. On crit against targets with BM, eliminate BM. Then if this unit speed is faster, deal 10% damage on crit. If target has BM, clash power 1. If this unit speed is higher, gain coin power. Gain 7 poise count. Raise stagger threshold, inflict BMs. If target is staggered, deal 40%. Reuse skill on a random target with BM. Does not activate on reuse. Does not activate when there are no remaining targets. Yo, this seems like pretty solid. It's kind of difficult to wrap my head around how she works, because a lot of it has to do with context within the fight, I think, but that's way too many. 150, I guess. Like 125. I mean, we'll try her. Is that enough? Barely not. 80. Actually, hold on. Wait, what if I just... Okay, I'll see if someone has support first. Yeah, I was gonna say, I could just borrow her. I'll get her eventually, but I forgot that I can use support.
미스터리 실종 사건이라 무슨 괴담 같네요.
억지로 웃지 않아도
Don't force yourself to laugh. Oh, I didn't hear his fake laugh.
무슨 괴담 같네요. 무서운 건 아니고요.
불길하네. 첫 판부터 주눅 드는 기세로
But
가면
this scared
좋지
so soon
않은데.
after entering? Nah, bro. We're all fine.
그까지 초대장 읽어서 뭐 하라고?
You double slot her and she AoEs all over the place. I imagine. Neatly folded invitation produced from his pockets immediately betrayed his attempt at appearing aloof. Sometime
부디
later, please honor this
참석하시어
occasion.
경의를 담아.
Nelly.
그리고
아이씨, 꼭 와야 해 있어. 기다리고 있을게. 캐시가.
Yo, this is my song. Oh yeah, I'm bumping. Oof. Boop, 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 boop. Oh yeah.
여기가 무슨 동네 술집이에요. 이런 분위기 아니었어?
내가 이럴 줄 알았지. 화낼 기분도 안 나네. 애초에 기다린다고 했을 뿐이지 만나고 싶다고 한 것도.
아니, 그래도 말이야. 이 문구를 보면은
This OST first appeared in SEA. Yeah, it did. It's called Oh Crab So Crab. Of course it's from there.
어디?
Some sinners gather in a circle while they're doing a literary analysis of invitation letter.
꼭 연애 편지 처음 봐.
뭐야? 싱클레어는 저런 거에 관심 없었어?
저는
I was a good, diligent student.
공부만 했어요. 책과
싱클레어군! 또다시 얼굴이 붉어지고 있어.
My countenance appeareth to be turning rosy again. Uh-oh, he's blushing.
체질이라고 지난번에 말했잖아요.
He's blushing.
그럼 단테는?
What a little guy.
아니다.
안타까울 필요는 없다. 세상엔 많은
Certain that there
취향이
are those who
존재하고 있으니
appreciate their unique appearance.
그런데
히스클리프 씨가 연애 편지를 받는 게요?
이상 씨 그런 말은 좀 너무하네요. 아니 그런 무례한 말을 한 것이 아니라.
How is he blushing when there's no color?
저도 이상
Not that there's no color, it's just washed out, you know. I'm sure you could still tell if he's getting a little blushy.
티사 어딘가에 있을 로보토미 지부가 아니라 다 같이 그곳으로 도달해야 황금 가지를 얻어.
정확하게 짚어주었구려. 이스마일 양.
That's precisely what I wanted to convey. What was it? I suppose this. So we're not looking for a lobotomy corp, we're heading to Withering Rise. Yeah.
찬물 끼얹는 역할을 하는 것도 슬슬 지겨워져서 우리가 워더링
None of you are under the
하이츠에
impression that you're
이유가
headed to Withering Heights
설마
just
저
because of
편지 한 장
invitation.
때문이라고.
그래서 이 문맥을 보면 결국 하려는 말이
아니 그보다는 이
But you gotta look at the tone. Dude, Gregor's such an amazing wingman. That's so funny. Wait, did this background always have Charon in the corner? I swear to God, did I just never notice? Or is that new? I swear, dude, I never saw her in the corner. That's crazy, bro. Maybe I'm stupid. I've never noticed.
뭐 일단 넘어가죠. LCCB로부터 황금 가지의 관측 보고가 있었습니다.
There's a report from LCCB that a golden bough has been observed.
위치는
Yeah.
워더링 하이츠 저택 어딘가. 하지만
Significant
보안
risk on account of the
시스템으로
manor's unique security
LCCB
system.
팀이 잠입하는 것은 위험 부담이
아하.
크므로
특유의 보안 시스템?
그렇다면 더더욱
동의하오. 비록 황금
Though I
가지의
remain ignorant of
값어치와
monetary
그 위상에
value,
대해 평범한
I do know that
저택
golden
안에
bows are not an
그런
item so
것이
easily
놓여 있으리라
obtainable.
만무할 것 같소.
황금 가지가 처음부터 그곳에 위치해 있었던 것은
I think we're in the
아니었다.
back streets right now.
정도만 말씀드리죠.
Can be sure that the golden bough wasn't always located. Yeah, okay.
T사 로보토미 지부
Unknown
어딘가에
area has been
있었던
transferred to the manor.
황금가지가 모두
캐서린이라는 인물이 이번 작전의 핵심 황금 가지를 자기 저택 안에 소유하고 있는 자라니. 그리고
It's gonna be one confident
황금
woman.
가지가 아니더라도 히스클리프 씨가
Ooh, okay.
혹시 주위에 이발소나 양품점이 있으면
Hey,
말해줘.
the barber.
무슨 명소마다 멈춰서는
그냥 나를 내려주고 먼저 가도 되잖아. 뒤따라갈 수
No.
있어.
제가 두 눈 커다랗게
Don't go,
뜨고 계속
he-
보고 있는데 말이죠, 히스클리프 씨. 아까의 그 소문 때문인지는 몰라도 역시 저랑 로자 씨한테 맡겨보시는 게
Makeover.
아이씨, 야 잠깐.
Makeover. Yo, if he gets another like speaking sprite, that would be kind of hype. Into a rather quiet-looking village. Hello, Quets. The fog is thick. Even the occasional sightings of pedestrians have ceased. All I see are orange-hued lights coming from windows of misty gray buildings. Only sinner who'd spent a while, so I decided to recognize everything.
나는 최대한 사람들의 눈을 끌지 않으며 연구와 생업에 몰두하고자 하였지. 익숙해지면
Quite manageable
괜찮소.
once one grows accustomed to
오히려
monochromatic sight.
이곳에서 나고 자란
Presence
이들에겐
of
색이 있다는
variance in
것이
color
신기한
itself is a
것이니
concept alien to those who are born and raised in these lands. I guess?
그리고 나는 잠시나마 기댈 수 있는 자들이 있었네. 이는 낯선 곳에 그곳에 대해선 특이 시간과
I'm aware-
관련이 되어 있다는 것만은 알고
I am
있었어.
aware is that it has aught
정확히
to do with
어떠한
time.
시간을
That's
어떻게
true.
다루는지는
This guy's a
모르겠지만
genius for a reason.
이 또한 부질없는 추측이며
Of a meaningless conjecture, and only Faust
Faust
among us
양만이 알겠소만.
must be aware of the answers.
T사가 거주자들로부터
그게 색이랑 무슨 상관인데?
시간을 필연적으로
If
제어해야
the
하는
control of time
곳이라면
is so imperative,
빛과
they
연관이
must-
있는 영역일 것이며
then they must also control the realm of light.
빛은 또한 색과도
Inherently has
밀접한
much to do with
관련이
spectrum
있으니
of colors.
종국에
I mean, I guess
색과 얽히게 되는 것입니다.
there's Charon peeking out in the corner again. I guess it kind of makes sense, but not really.
제가 알고 있는 시간에 대해서까진 추론이
I don't-
가능했습니다만 파우스트가 가진
As
T사의
far as I can
특이점과
deduce regarding-
관련된 지식에 접근하기까지는
Relating
저에게
light
아직은
with
시간이
color is
걸린다는
obvious.
말도
Relating
덧붙여야
time
하겠군요.
with light is a little bit iffy. Like, I don't understand that so much. How? I don't understand. It must also be said that it takes time for me to reach Faust specific knowledge. Yeah, okay. Speed of light is tied to time. Bro, speed of anything is tied to time. Like, duh. That doesn't mean that it's unique. Okay. Speed is measured in time, basically. Speed of light is the limit. I mean, in theory, yeah. You can't go beyond it. Well, I mean, in theory, yeah. But, like, in this universe, there's, like, things that can, quote-unquote, go beyond it. It's like, whatever... Bro, don't the, like, warp trains, like, literally teleport? I mean, they go into, like, a pocket dimension and come back out. Through, like, some crazy-ass, like, time distortion thing, whatever. But that's faster than light. However teleportation works, I don't know. I don't know if they explain it, but, you know.
파우스트 양, 시간이라면
네.
It would be safe for us to
T사에
move on.
관한
Yeah, okay.
또 말해줄
Aw.
것처럼 하다가
Well, I guess we're glad she decided to tell us this much. I guess, yeah.
그런데 좀 씁쓸하네요. 특이점으로 인해서
That there are people
평생
who's never
색을
seen
모른
color.
채로 살아.
뭐 다 그런 거지. 우리도
We just be
어쩌면
another
지금
one of
다른
those
사람이
visual
볼 때
people.
뭣도 모르고 뭐가 되었든 고기 맛을 한번 본 적이 있다는 게 무서운 거야. 평생 모르고 살면 좋을 텐데. 햇빛의 색깔까지 보이지 않는 건
It is pretty
아쉽네요.
disappointing that even the sun loses vibrancy.
하늘의 색이 그리워질 때는 많았어. 특히 얕게 비가 올
Sky that
때는.
looms over a light shower of rain.
그래, 그런 것들도
Things like color of the
각자
sky.
알던
You long
하늘의
to see
색이
it only because
있었으니까
you've
쉽고 그리워지게
seen
되는
it.
거지.
If you're born here,
처음부터 이곳의 하늘만 보고 살다 죽는다면
yeah, I mean, I
그건
guess.
불행. 그것까지 불행하다고 말한다면
그렇게 생각할 수도 있겠네요.
I mean, she's not wrong.
아, 그거 해보자. 가장 좋아하는 색깔이 뭔지에
Speaking of
따라서
color, I got a
각자
lot
성격을
something to
알
ask
수
you.
있다던데.
Colors game. What? Yeah, I think Roja would be red, probably.
이상이 하늘색을 좋아하는 거라면 어디 보자.
Isang would probably be
고요하고
light
조용한
gray or
당신.
white,
생각에 빠져.
if I had to guess.
어떻게 하는 것이오?
나도 해줘.
And Dawn would probably
나는
be
말이지,
yellow.
붉은색이 좋어. 아니, 노란색. 아니, 붉은색? 아니. 자, 차례를 기다려.
Faust is
그
pink.
다음에 잠깐. 무슨 말 할지 다 알아. 그런 사람은 대체로 흰색을
Fuck,
좋아하더라고.
never mind.
그렇지?
말을
Oh
아끼겠습니다.
my god, she sniped her.
제일 좋아하는
You're purple?
참, 뭘 그딴 걸 나는 검은색.
Never mind, it's black. T Corp's getting a lot of time from W Corp. Yeah. When they're spending like millennia inside of the train in the pocket dimension or whatever, they like collect all of the excess time. I do remember that.
그래서 제일 볼만한 색깔이지. 덧칠만 계속해.
Furious Violet, actually. Yeah, okay. The makeover. Oh my god, we're getting to the grounds. 3 reading segments in a row with no combat. Save me. Oh, but this is a pretty image. I like this. If this is a loading screen, that would be kind of good.
거울 있는 사람 없냐? 야,
왜 이러시는가, 히스클리프군. 이 거울은
One was Heathcliff who was suddenly overcome, and the other was the weather that grew dark and tempestuous. What a terrifying noise.
원래 이렇게 날씨가 궂은 곳이었나요?
바람은 항상 거세게 몰아치긴 했어. 하지만 이런 천둥이랑 번개는
But this thunder and lightning. Well, the weather has always been
워더링
awful.
하이츠의 날씨는
멀리서만 봐도 저택이 정말 크네요.
침침한 눈의 칼은 침침하게
We are here.
번개가 번쩍번쩍 눈 아파.
Huh. Waiting for Virgilius to go off the bus.
안 그런 적이 없지 않았나?
그래도 지금까지는 지부거나 회사였잖아요.
It's just a manner.
이번에는 그냥 저택일 뿐인데.
Yeah, what is stopping him?
너희지. 나와 카루는
Nah.
이번에도 밖에서 기다리고 있겠다고?
Ooh.
다들 표정을 보아하니 단체로 할 말이라도 있는 듯한 모양.
Stick it to him.
본인은 아닐세. 감히. 아무튼 아무 생각도 하지 않았네.
We've gone through a lot of things. Tribulations. Yeah, I mean, that's true.
베르길리우스. 처음에 길잡이라고 우리에게 소개하지 않았나요? 그런데
What
길잡이는
kind of guy
커녕
just tosses everyone at
매번
the starting
작전마다
goes off
우리를
on the run with
출발선에
the bus
내려두고
driver?
카룬 씨랑 무엇을 하러 다니는 건데요?
That's true.
쓸데없이 짜증 부리는 게 아니라고요. 저는 당신을 신뢰하고 싶으니까 물어보는 거예요. 같은 부서의 동료라면 적어도 업무 간 행선지 정도는 공유하자고요.
Okay. His brows were not furrowed. Okay.
너희가 특정 계약을 통해
Joined via
이곳에
individual
입사를 한 것.
contracts.
나
I also
역시도
signed a contract.
어떤 조건이 적혀 있는 계약서를 통해
I see.
이곳에 입사했지.
왜? 특색나리께서도 계약서를 썼다는 말인겐가?
Hey, bro, is he really a color fixer if he doesn't have any colors?
당연하지 않나. 내가 아무 손익계산 없이 이 버스에서 철부지들을 통솔하고 있겠나? 자세한 계약의 내용까지 너희에게 말해줄 생각도 없고, 이스마엘.
I like that you
네가
use the word
말한
trust.
신뢰라는 단어는 제법 마음에 들었다. 그런 나는 황금가지를 직접 회수해서도 직접적인 도움을 제공해서도 안 된다. 오로지 여기 있는 관리자 그리고 너희 수감자들에게.
왜 그런 계약을?
언제나 왜냐고 묻는 것은 의미가 없다. 계약이란 건 당사자가 아닌 자들이 완전하게 다만 목적지에 도착해서
When I ask you to leave the bus for a mission, I suppose in a way I say it with a lighter heart than I used to.
말할 수 있겠군.
Aw, how wholesome. We're growing together.
모든 것을 얻어내겠다는 욕심으로
In my desire to
무리하게
fulfill
계약을
conditions for every
지키려다
clause, the manager might be
관리자가
irreversibly hurt.
돌이킬 수 없는 지경으로 가게 되어 다 잃지는 않을까 하는.
단테, 그런 말은 굳이 한 번 더 물어보지 않는 편이. 특히 누군가 속마음을 어렵게 겨우 표현했을 때는. 그리고
잠깐만. 이대로 내릴 수는 없어. 안 되겠어. 다시 돌아가자. 유턴하면 되잖아.
I'm hungry. Any advice? I'm hungry too. I don't know what I'm gonna eat. I'm kind of hungry as well. I mean, the first thing to do would be to eat. And by that, I mean, go to whatever fridge you have, look inside. There's probably food in it, but it's not what you're in the mood for. So you're like, ah, shit, there's nothing to eat. Fuck. And then you go and, like, have some cookies or something as a snack. And you're like, yeah, I guess, you know, sugar is a little bit unhealthy, kind of fattening or whatever, so just a few cookies and that'll be my lunch. Every single one of our elaborate plans to dress him up fell through.
이런 꼬라지로 가면 또다시 그 새끼들이.
그 새끼들이 누군데요?
I always try to find a speck of dust.
옛날부터 나만 보면
눈깔 다 내버려. 오, 재치 있는 발상이군.
원.
Ooh. Uh-oh.
뭔데? 니들은 왜 그렇게
Gotta get one of those
웃어?
foot-long cookies from Subway. I've never been to Subway in my life, actually.
그럴 줄 알고 우리가 준비를 미리
I don't think I ever
해왔죠.
will either,
아무리
like
생각해도 우리
I'd rather just go to
혼자서
Jersey Mike's.
몰끔하게 꾸미긴 힘들
Jersey
것
Mike's is
같아서.
kind of where it's at. Or Blimpies. Dude, Blimpies is kind of like OP also.
꽤 전에 로자님과 함께 둥지로 돌아오기 전
They did some
뒷골목에서
shopping.
잠깐
I thought you
쇼핑하다
said
왔답니다.
that there was nothing open.
둥지 안에는 뒷골목보다 대단한 게
Oh wait, no,
있을지도
before we
모르니
enter the nest.
기다려봤는데
Okay, everything in
뭐
the nest
살만한
is
곳이
closed.
없으니까 아쉬운 대로
I
사둔
see.
걸 써야지.
뭐 설마 전에 둘이
They
어디
brought back was a
갔다
basket of
온다
cookies. Oh my god, there's he's literally in
그때
nowhere. They're
과자를
actually
한꺼번에
listening.
사왔길래.
What the fuck? That's crazy. Am I Canadian? I'll leave it to your imagination.
과자들은 눈속임이었어, 히스. 물론 그중 몇 개는 내 일용할 양식으로 잘 써먹었지만
비록 제가 집에서 썼던
Couldn't find
브랜드들까지
particular
찾지는
brands.
못했지만
These should be more
이만
than
해도
enough.
어느 정도
베르, 훈훈한 분위기 이어가게 이번만 눈 좀 감아줘, 응? 유니폼 말이야.
Yeah, give him like a nice suit or
회사
something.
유니폼을 입고 오랜만에 애인을 제외하고 싶은 사람이 어디 있겠어, 그치?
그래도 저 길잡이가 용케도 허락을
Uh-oh. I
그러지.
fine. That's
뭐
oh shit.
또 멋대로
Didn't have
작당해서
to encourage another rogue incident with the back door.
정말이야? 길잡이!
자 히스클리프 씨
No.
이제 눈을 감고 무릉도원이라 생각하면서 편안하게
잠깐 머리 함부로 그렇게
Give him a little wash.
솜씨가 보통이 아닌데
히스클리프 씨는
Wait,
지금
that's so
단장
cute.
중이랍니다.
Dude, these sketches, what? Dude, I swear there's only been a few of them, like, around, because they're like Twitter sketches or whatever, like Don Pog or whatever. It's like, whatever it is, like Don Happy. No, it's Don Happy or whatever. Dude, these sketches, the Twitter sketches, are so fire. I actually live for these. Oh my god, he's looking crazy.
머리에 너무 바른 거
He
아니야?
looks so different. Bro, his hair like that is crazy. That looks so weird.
안 돼. 홍루가 얼마나 공들여서 손질해줬는데.
들고 있던
몇 년 만에 재회인데 몽둥이를 들고 만날 순 없.
Tad more merciful.
왠지 친절해 보이는 것 같소.
그리고 시끄럽게 해도
Oh
때리지
my
않으실
God.
것 같아요.
야, 부탁하건대 캐서린 앞에서 그런 말을 꺼내기라도 하면.
Fancy Cliff.
옷이 날개군.
Clothes really do make the
제외의
man.
후기를 기대하고 있겠어.
Ooh, he's smiling! Dude, we got so much character development. This is kind of peak.
그래.
Why'd you leave Wuthering Heights?
뭐든 괜찮았어.
Isn't his
때리는
clothes
것도,
and stuff gonna get
걷는 것도
ruined by this gigantic
하찮은
thunderstorm
취급을
outside though?
받으며
That's
부려먹어주는
kind of
것도.
sad. How are we gonna make it there?
들러리 불순물 취급을 받으면서 사는 것도. 하지만 캐서린 입에서 내가 저택에 있어야 할 이유는
It wasn't that he didn't, but he couldn't bring himself to. Huh.
오, 카론이 히스 밖을
Your
모습을
new
보고 할
fit.
말이 있나 본데?
Oh my god. Bro, she really just said the word fit. I see they're having a little bit of fun with the translation.
있어. 중대 발표할 거야.
좋아 좋아. 자, 한마디 소감 부탁드립니다.
카로는 버터 싫어.
Oily and greasy?
느끼하단 말이야.
That's crazy, bro. What the hell?
아, 이게 아닌데.
Oh my god. That's so sad, bro. Charon, no taste. Ooh, this loading screen is fire. Another story chapter. Okay, I mean, it's free lunacy. Did I see the new ID? Hell no, I have no idea, bro. I'm not paying attention at all.
걸을 때마다 옷이 꽉 죄어오는 느낌이.
기품이라는 건 원래
It means to
그런 것이
maintain an air of
아닌가?
dignity. Once you get used to that feeling, you feel like you're
익숙해진다면
missing
오히려
something.
다른 옷을 입을 때 허전해지곤 하죠.
Yeah, I see.
히스클리프군. 이게 몇 지역에서는 대문의 크기로 신분을
Certain
드러내거나
regions, the size of the front gate's indicator of social standing.
상당한 재력.
이런 곳에
You picked on
살았으면서
Hong Li for being a rich
홍루
kid when
씨를
you're raised in a
부자라고
huge
그렇게
mansion.
못
I
살게
think he was
굴었던
kind of an
건가요?
outcast. I don't know if he was
히스클리프?
really raised in the mansion or anything.
저는 아무렇지도 않답니다.
나는 갑자기 배신감까지 느껴지는데.
히스클리프군. 그대가 굉장히 낯설어 보이네.
헛소리는 집어치워.
Every word is spat out. Venomous spite.
부자는 내가
I
아니야.
wasn't even remotely close to being rich. Yeah, there
난 이
you go.
저택에 있었던 단 한순간도, 그리고 이 저택도 단 한순간. 뭐야 이건?
낙뢰다. 후방에 있는 숲 근방에 떨어진 것으로 보인다. 괜찮아요.
I heard it's extremely rare for lightning to
번개를
actually
맞을
hit
확률은
people. That's true.
가만 보면
Momentary
번개는
musing reveals that a strike of
불꽃놀이와도 닮아 있는 것
lightning brings
같소.
about a sensation not unlike the joy of fireworks. Oh
텅
boy.
비어있던 밤하늘을 순간의 섬광으로
그 대신 자기가 가진 모든 걸 내보내서 모든 걸 분놀이가 아니야.
Forest critters. No! The tiny squirrel over yonder.
우와,
No.
집 근처의 숲이라니 자연 친화적인 곳에 살고 계셨군요. 동물원을 따로 만들 필요가 없.
도시에서
To
정원이나
have a
숲을
garden or
가진다는
forest on your
것은
home.
이러니 저러니 해도 엄청난 재력가라는 것은 틀린.
그렇네.
Remember
싱클레어네
the
집도
Sinclair's home was
그러긴
in the middle of
했지.
a forest too.
다람쥐도 있고 뭐.
Uh-huh.
아주 가끔 가다가 기분이 걷잡을 수 없이 안 좋아져서 숲에 계속 처박혀 있을
I
때도
go to the forest and
있었는데.
not return.
그럴 때마다 이
Sir
다람쥐들이
Squirrel.
적잖은 친구가 되어주었겠어.
Oh my god. No! He's dead! No! What the fuck? Bro, I'm so sad. I'm actually so so sad. Bro, that's so fucked up. No, his little forest friend.
번개가 보통 저런 식으로 치나?
일반적인 상황에서 벌어지기에는
Oh my god. That's so fucked up.
아무리 봐도
이런 위험천만한 곳에서 용케 살아남으셨네요.
Okay, if lightning strikes anything
아니야.
that's trying to get in, then how the hell are we supposed to get in?
나도 이런 벼락은 문을 두들기는 거 한 번은 아무도 열어주지 않길래 몰래 저 길을
Walking
맞아가면서
through
그럼
heavy rain.
지금도 마찬가지겠죠.
이 문을 두들기며
정말로 이렇게 될 줄은
Nothing.
몰랐는데요.
Climbing
아,
over, I think,
담을
I think we
넘어갈까요?
can clear that height as long as we're
높이를
okay with breaking
보호하니까
ankles.
발목 접질러서
아니
Converted to his
여기는
usual. I was
내가
invited. The
초대받은
invitation
저택이야.
would be meaningless if I were to leap
담을
over the fence.
넘어간다면
That's true.
아무
캐서린! 내가 왔어!
한 번 무시당했는데 다시 소리친다고.
Oh, she's gonna come here. Come on.
캐서린!
Never mind.
캐서
Oh,
꾸민 보람이 있었죠?
okay. Ghost Gate. Nelly. Damn, bro, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stories in a row. The heavy rain and tempest only grew harsher.
대문을
Why is
넘었는데도
everything purple?
사람은 코빼기도 보이지 않는군.
It's the only color they could afford or something?
캐시 잘 지냈어? 아니야.
I'm preoccupied by something else.
봤어?
새였다.
A bird.
정확히는 참새.
성문을 지났는데도
Lightning continues to strike
이 공격적인
aggressively,
낭류는
even this
계속된다.
far past the front gate.
조금만 가까이 있었으면
Would have been burned to a
저희도
crisp if it had
같은
struck even a
신세였을
little
거예요.
closer.
빨리 걷자니 벼락 맞을 것 같고 천천히 걷자니 또 벼락을 맞을 것 같고.
이동
Our
속도와는
walking
관련이
speed
없는
seems
것 같아.
irrelevant. Instead, it's almost as if
마치
lightning has a
벼락
will of its own.
자체가 의지를 가지고.
Huh.
어쩌면 이 집의 방어 시스템을
방어. 보안 장치를 말하는 것이오.
허가받지 않고
Maybe it
이
only
저택 안에
targets things that
들어오는
enter the
것들
ground
또한
without permission.
번개가
See, that's what
내리치는
I'm
걸
thinking.
수도요.
Like, bro, Mr. Squirrel, like, literally got executed on the spot.
이것보다 더 정교하고 확실한 장치도 많았거든요. 크기가 커다란 저택일수록 더 효과적인 보안.
저희 집에서도 보안 장치에 대한 이야기가 저녁 식사 이야기거리로 올라오곤 했던 것 같아요.
말이 안 되는 건 아니네요.
LCCB 팀이
Security
접근하지
measures that prevented
못했다던
the before team from approaching the
보안책이란
manor.
것이.
네. 하지만 저희는 초대장이 있잖아요.
Is this just one of the normal security measures that supposedly every rich family
하지만
has?
조금
Yeah, maybe.
신기하긴 하네요. 날씨를 조정하는 시스템은 비효율적일 정도로 어마어마한 금액이 들어.
It made sound like because I didn't want to concern something. Okay. The closer we got, the more confident I became that something was off. Huh. A bit more chaotic. Yeah, that's true.
색깔이 있네요.
Manor's garden was lightly littered.
있고
혹시 말이야.
I guess you can
돈을
return the colors to
지불한다면
flowers.
꽃에도 색을 되찾게 할 수 있는
That
건가?
would be silly if you couldn't, I
그렇습니다.
guess.
그렇다는 것은 이 집안의 인물은
Okay.
곧 시들어버릴 꽃에도 색을 혹은 어마어마한
Preposterously
갑부이거나
affluent. Patches of violet flowers as the sun moves down out. Yeah.
틀렸어. 꽃을 무척이나 사랑했던 것은 아니었어. 그 마음이 꽃까지 들어갈 정도로.
Doleful that I felt as though he had built a tall, opaque wall. Did he buy the color for the flowers or something?
아이고, 어서 오세요.
Hurley runs, holding a lantern.
날씨가 참 말썽이죠.
What an awful
하긴
weather.
T사는
T-Corp.
워더링
The
하이츠는
Wuthering Heights
화창한 적이
Manor is rarely
드물지만요.
ever sunny. Long time
오랜만이야.
no see, Nelly.
네.
세상에 히스클리프? 정말 너구나.
Chief Butler Nelly.
네가 그렇게 떠난 후에 어떻게 살았는지 정말. 아휴, 밥은 제대로 먹고 다니는지.
Told you about
우리가
what?
그동안 소식을 얼마나 궁금해했는데.
What is she holding?
자, 들어와.
As though she didn't quite understand what we're supposed to be.
설마 여러분은 우리 히스클리프의
Yeah, we're besties.
친구분들인가요?
네, 뭐
친구 해도
We're besties.
친구의 범위를 어디까지로 인식하고
What would
있을지에
define as
따라
delineation that separates
답변이
friends or
다르다.
acquaintances? No, we're besties. Come on.
그럼 죽을 뻔한 모험을 몇 번이나 겪은
Yeah,
소중한
yeah, yeah.
친구들이지.
히스클리프의 소중한 친구들이
They're
비에 쫄딱 맞아서 얼어 죽을지도
about to freeze to their deaths. Yeah, let us in.
귀한 분들이 오셨네요. 아이고 내 정신 좀 봐. 얼른 들어오세요, 얼른.
I
저택은
must be all
따뜻할
over the
거예요.
place to leave you all standing in the rain.
정말 저택 안에는
Oh my god.
말했잖아.
It's colorful.
저택에서는 색이 보였다고. 이것도 뭐 돈을
It's all
내서
bought by
가져온
money.
거지만 저택에 걸린 이 랜턴들이
Dude, he's
있으면
actually dripped out of his
색을
mind.
돌려받을 수 있다던가.
Okay.
본래의 색을 밝혀주는
Lanterns that
랜턴이고요.
return
꽤
the object's
큰
original
기구일 텐데.
saturation.
그래도 완전한 색을 돌려받지 못해. 그런데
히스클리프.
Please tell me.
지금까지 어떻게 지낸
Please tell me of your
거야?
life since you left
잠은
us.
어디서 자고? 밥은 잘 먹고 다닌 거 맞아? 그래도 너무
I'm
늦지
glad your
않아서
delay wasn't
다행이야.
substantial. We've all been
다들 널
awaiting.
기다리고 있었거든.
Is that a little bit?
다들?
That's a little bit
그러고 보니
menacing.
옷차림이 못 본 사이에 달라지고 아주 멀끔한 신사가 됐네.
Popular
친구들도 많이
lad.
생겼고.
뭐 그래?
그럼 멀리서 보면 하나도 못 알아보겠다.
Nelly was talking so fast that Heathcliff wasn't spared a second to get in a single word.
라고 해. 정확히 어떤 사이지?
What is your precise relation?
우린
As his
그의
precious friend,
소중한
colleague,
친구이자
comrade in arms. I
동료이며
cannot.
전우들이라.
As his precious
어떤
friend.
사이인지가 무척이나 궁금하군.
Uh-huh.
아, 나는 말이지. 히스클리프의 이를테면 보모라고 해야
Nanny.
했나?
Oh.
보모요?
Huh.
코 흘리고 있으면 닦아주고 옷 갈아입혀주고 하는 보모요?
밥을 먹기 거부할 때는
Nanny
밥을
spoon-feeded
떠먹여주기도
to them.
하고요.
아이 넬리 그런 식으로 소개하지 마. 보모라고 하기에는 조금 달랐잖아. 우린 어렸을
We've known each
때부터
other
서로를
since we
알고
were both
지냈어.
young. Oh, they're like the same age.
그리고 난 넬리를 하인처럼 부리거나 보모처럼 따르진 않았고.
그리고 지금은
Now the
어머니
chief
치프
butler, you must see
버틀러라고
the other butlers
내
moving
말
around like
한마디에
soldiers.
군기가 바짝 드는 버틀러니.
뭐 네가 제일 그런데 나 슬슬 인내심이 금방이라도 끊어질 것 같아서 말이야. 이 연애는
When's the
언제
banquet
시작해?
starting? Okay.
연회는
어이, 그 막내네 새끼 오긴 하는 거야 뭐야?
Uh-oh.
사람을 불러 모아놓고
Can't
사라지면
just leave
어쩌자는
after
거지?
gathering us all down here if I have to sit
언제까지
any
이 꼴
second
보기 싫은
longer.
얼굴들을 마주보고 있어야 하냐고?
넬리 잠깐.
Is that like the master of the house or something?
안 그래도 막 왔어요. 히스클리프 들어가자. 모두가 날
We've all been
기다리고
waiting.
있잖아. 파티를 하는 듯한 분위기는 확실히 아닌 것.
네. 그때 크루즈 파티나 아무리 감추려고 해도
You can't hide the
말이죠.
rising sense of dread.
공간에서부터
평소에도
And it does not appear to have a
활기찼던
place where
저택은
liveliness
아닌
is an expected element.
청소를 급하게 했지만
Rush
오로지 손님
cleaning
맞이를 위한
conducted
용도일 뿐
immediately before guests
곳곳에
arrive.
균열이 있고 보수가 필요한 부분이
하.
보인다. 또한
즐거운 파티를
Raucous
기대했던 건
party.
아니지만 마음이 제법 슬프네.
Huh. Why did the loading screens always look so good? I think they're lower resolution when we see them in the story. Oh, level 37, huh? That was a bit of a jump from 25. I see. Interesting. Give me maid Ryoshu. Okay, there's a level 40 maid abuser. Sure. We will go like 1, 2,
허점에 두지.
3,
피가 범람할 시간이요.
4.
출장이
부산
고래를 향해.
직접 손봐주지.
We're no longer beating up the homeless. Yeah, these guys have like higher levels now. The homeless guys are like kind of bums. Two people sat by a dying hearth surrounded by a respective posse. Quite apparent from the way that they sat opposite that their relationship was far from amicable. Masks surrounding a jumpy-looking man who looked one nudge from howling. Okay. Just identical uniforms. One of them stood out. He was the only black suit. He appeared somewhat uncomfortable.
해결사들이요. 저 복장은
Oomphy fixers.
외우피 협회에서 온 자들. 외우피 협회는 보통 중요한 일이 아니면 뺏기도 힘든 분들인데 어찌 이런 곳에?
It is quite rare to even get a sighting of a single oomphy fixer.
맙소사. 기어코 그가 돌아오고 말았어요. 워더링 하이츠의 수치인 그 망할.
여전하네.
뻔뻔하게 들어오는 꼬락선이 좀
Strutting
보라지.
around like he owns the
우리
place.
마님이 보신다면 얼마나 기겁하실까.
어우, 조세핀 그만 좀 해. 신경 쓰지 마, 히스클리프.
이 광경을 보시면 뒤집어지실 거야.
Reduced to an asylum for
이
vagrants and
신성한 워더링
drifters.
하이츠를
If the
불황자들이
mistress had been here to
점령하고 있다니.
witness. Aha.
역시 망나니
Hindley.
자식답게 제일 늦게
Earnshaw
기어들어오시는구만. 무슨 자신감으로
조용히 하십시오, 힌들리.
And the Edgar family. Dude, there's like so many characters in Wuthering Heights. I only read like a small snippet of it a long time ago. I don't remember like anything. I recognize the names and the families. I know that they're feuding, but I don't remember like any of the plot. Besides that, it's like there's like over a dozen different characters that are all pretty relevant. So that's tough. I'm already bad with names. It took me like a week to learn all of the sinners' names, so this is gonna be rough.
캐서린을 잊지 못한 건가?
Nature of acquaintance was more of a long-standing hatred. One of the two was hardly hiding it.
내가 뭐 성대한 환영 같은 걸 기대. 적어도 너희들 면상이나 보려고 온 건
My
아니야.
base nature is just
그
incapable
말대로
of change.
난
이 빌어먹을 자식아!
Unscrupulous shite. You'll manage? Alright, you know what? I'll be okay.
또 어디서 이놈이랑 똑같은
You
것들을
found
데리고
yourself
왔어?
a band
뭐라도
of vagrants
쑤셔볼
and vagabonds just
심산인가
like you?
본데. 어이 너네. 이제
Is this a person or what? Like,
잔말 말고 해. 그 보스라는 놈과
I'm
너희들을
your boss's
고용한 건
boss.
나야. 그래봤자 어디서 굴러들어.
What the hell?
저자가 무엇을
그냥 신나게 두들겨 맞고 싶다는 소리죠.
Okay, finally we're fighting people. This is more my speed. Maybe I really am like Heathcliff.
뭐야 그
Slow, dead rabbits henchman.
파이팅이다.
Slow. Hefty. Well, that's just rude. You don't need to comment on his weight like that. They're all fatal to blunt. This is why we brought Wrath, I guess, specifically. I mean, we could go 6 Pride here. That would not be bad either.
4월을
He lost, so well.
저놈을 추적해.
We got an assist attack. That's pretty cool.
저것들 너덜너덜하잖아. 일단 정신 못 차리는 놈 대가리부터 뭉개.
Self-neglect. Oh, yeah.
전투 응대에 나선다.
Okay. Ryoku's kind of killing it.
이 작살엔 필살의 집념이 담겨 있지. 보았나? 저건 이렇게
이런 건
진리가
몽둥이가 약이지.
우리의 확고한
그릇
승리가
두드려 패.
눈앞에 있다.
Nah, come on. Okay, good.
6천.
Awesome. Good job. What the fuck? Is she like throwing knives at them? I can't even tell like what's going on in the animation. Double tails is kind of tough though. Cycle out non-pride skills. Hello, Stinky Gamer. Oh my god, Rumia's back. I missed you in the last stream. Unless you were there and just not chatting. I'm assuming. Give me lots of pride. And I guess you evade. We get an assist attack, easy. And you're staggered, so you deal 1,000,000 damage or something. I don't exactly remember how you work. Yeah, I think she's like throwing knives at them or something. That's kind of cool.
결국 마지막까지 서 있는 놈이 이기는 거라니까. 잘 들어. 아픈 거 생각하지 말고 이 새끼 죽은 다음만 생각해. 흉터의 결과야. 매서워지거든.
아름다운 것.
Kill him?
그렇지 않은 것. 피어나리.
흉터의 결과요.
즉시 꿈을
Dude, that
가도록.
her skill 2 animation is so satisfying actually, just seeing her throw out a fan of knives. That's crazy.
좋아. 이제 살을 발라 뼈다구.
I don't know if that's entirely necessary. Casual yet powerful voice. Who the hell are you? The dead rabbit's boss? One big fucking manor? It is immediately obvious from the way he walks and from the way he carries himself. Yeah.
마침 잘 왔다. 네 잡졸들은 영사.
내가 아무래도 부하들 교육을 잘못 시켰나.
He has a watch? Oh. First thing to do when calling back into your neighborhood to give a quick hello to your dear old boss.
얼른 예의 갖춰서 인사 박아라. 뭐야? 설마?
Man waited past both the aftermath of the brawl and heavy tension that filled the manor. Walked into the middle and put his arm around his shoulder. Just who is behind this mask? Interesting. Successful combat reception. Reception? Reception? Say it ain't so. She said the thing. Catherine.
매튜 형님? 그래 임마. 네가 조직을 얼마나 오랫동안 떠나
Hey, look, he has eyes now.
그 악명 높은 미친 토끼
The Mad Coney.
미친 토끼.
저놈이랑 옛날부터 아는 사이였냐?
그거야 뭐. 옛날에 끈끈하고 땀내 나는.
I hardly imagine you'd be interested in hearing about every little friend I made.
형님은 왜 이놈이랑?
Too many reading in my favorite color matching game? Dude, if that ain't the truth, I'm not complaining, but like, I do want to see some enemies splattered on the ground. Like, come on.
이 가면 모양. 데드 레비츠? 거래가 좀.
Dead Rabbit's boss. T-Corp gang. Back in the day, all we needed to crack some Adams family heads was some tattered scarf around one arm and bottles of beer on tap. We even managed to name one of them beers after you. Pub they used to sell that beer closed shop? No.
뭐? 늑대 몰락 펍이 망했다고? 나만 아는 이야기. 뭐 소개를 해주자면.
The Gaffer.
이쪽은 옛날에
Boss of
내가
an old
몸담았던
syndicate I
조직의
used to run
보스.
with.
야, 동료들인가? 호련히
Posh Proper
사라지더니만
Company.
멀끔한 회사에 취직이라서.
Yeah. Posh Proper Company. Yeah.
어쩌다 보니.
They're lackeys. Got a walking timepiece. Yeah, he's like, dude. Dante is the biggest watch anyone's ever seen.
우와?
그런데 왜 이런 가면을 쓰고 다니게 된?
왜? 이상하냐?
Trends change with time. The time for scarves with rabbit embroidery is long past.
그런 걸?
당연히 아니지.
Be the dead rabbits in a bookish rabble that follows the coattails of some naff trend.
너 정말 한 번도 돌아온 적이 없구나.
이 저택을 그리고 데드래비츠 적어도 성공해서 내 발로 돌아오 다시는 어설픈 발걸음조차 하지 않겠다고 결심했거든.
We'll see. I mean, I don't know. It's just a lot of reading, not enough color matching.
하긴 너는 우리랑 어울리고 있었을 때도 있었냐, 히스클리프?
We're no longer the same lowly Backstreet's gang. Suppose we've also moved up. Someone from the ring who's been keeping their eyes on us plucked us right off the streets. We're bigger now. We're one of the up-and-coming syndicates.
약재? 손가락 중 하나?
약재 중에서도 야수파 출신인가?
Falvists. They're the only
이런
ones who outfit their underlings with cheap, tacky animal masks.
그놈들.
그럼 형님이
그래 임마.
Top boss. Okay.
형님, 우리가 마시던 맥주가 세
Remember
병이
we used to
넘어갈
say when
때마다
we
중얼거리던
filled
말이
each other
있었어.
with more than 3 bottles of beer?
썩어가는 밀로 만든 싸구려 맥주였어.
What we drank was some lousy beer made of halfway rotten wheat.
기억나는 건
All that I remembered come the next morn was a pounding headache.
형님 밑에
Used to
있는
tell me her like hell
놈들은
every time
그
one of your
누가
own men
됐던 간에
came back to us for.
어디서 얻어맞고 오면 자신이 맞은 것처럼 아프. 난 형님이 언젠가
I knew you'd make
정말
it one
잘
day.
될 거라고 생각해.
뭐? 내가 술만 들어가면
역시 매추 형님이 맞구나. 가면을 쓰고 있어서 그런지 다른 사람이 된 줄 알았어.
보고 있으니까
Yo,
기가
can we just shoot Hindley? Like,
감동적인 재회에
I don't know.
참물을 기억하게
This guy like needs to get killed.
길거리를 돌아다니면서 거렁뱅이 짓거리나 하면서 몇 년을 보내는 동안 매트 이자는 출세했다는 거지.
Hired as a bodyguard.
이놈같이 이름도
I like you and
알려지지
your
않은
merry band of
싸구려
no-name
양아치들이
second-rate
모인
hooligans.
집단이
Bro, we
아니라.
literally beat your guys. I could think of more than a few sinners who would have gotten angry enough to brandish their weapons, but they'll seem to remember that responding to such insults with violence only begot pointless turmoil.
힌들리, 아직도 나를 마구
This isn't the
짓밟고
same winter
조롱하고
you
개처럼
trashed me, treated me like
부려먹어대는 그
indentured
시절
servant and
겨울인
abused
줄로
me.
아는 것 같은. 물론 옛날엔 힌들리, 네 놈의 그 더러운 말은 하지만 나 같은 놈도
Even a poor sod like myself found a place to belong. Aww. Went on adventures and learned. Aww, we're such besties.
지금은 그냥
I feel bad for you. Wait, Heathcliff is he grew so much. He's using his words and being the bigger man. That's amazing.
뭐?
네 놈은 하나도 안 변한 것 같아서. 그리고 너 꼬라지가 그게 뭐냐?
The hell is that rag? Yeah, dude, this guy is looking a little bit worse for wear, maybe.
뭐? 이 건방진 놈이!
아까부터
Wait,
욕지거리만 퍼붓고
Heathcliff is
있긴
actually
하지만
classy,
저자
bro.
뭐라고 하고 싶은 마음조차도 들지 않는 건.
야, 너 일주일 동안
Check yourself
거울
in the mirror
한 번이라도
last
보긴
week.
한 거. 차마 눈 뜨고는 못 봐줄 정도인데.
Can't bear to see
힌들리.
you so down in the dumps. Bro, he is spitting fire! Oh my god! You could pretty easily tell he's far from the most stable person in the room. Oh shit, they dropped an F-bomb. Yo, what is this game rated? Is it everyone 10 and up, or is it mature? Is M for mature?
핸들리 씨.
Why don't you seat yourself back on the sofa and calm down?
자리가 모자라는 바람에 그 푹신해 보이는 가죽 소파에도 못 앉고.
19 plus? Adult game. Bro, this seems to be an awful lack of adults playing this game, though, sometimes, bro. I'm just saying. Even that simple action was stumbling.
술에 먹힌
He
거야.
let the alcohol consume him and not the other way around.
배에서 몇 번 본 적 있어요.
Failing to put themselves out of that
그러다가
habit would
헤어나오지
lead them straight to
못하면
merciless maws.
그냥 호수에
Not
빠지는
even a
거죠.
trace of them would be left.
일단 사정이 있어서 힌들리 씨와 같이
부탁?
Job.
애초에 이 자리는 캐서린이 주최한 연애잖아.
What kind of
그런데
job would
무슨
possibly
부탁을
need
할
the
게
dead
있다는
rabbit's
건가?
help?
시간이 지나도
Suppose
변하지
there's one
않는
thing
게
that
여기
hasn't
하나.
changed. It's witless, useless idiot brain.
쓸모.
힌들리, 제발 그만하게 부탁이니. 내 저택에서 그런
Ever since
지저분한
Garden
말을
of
듣고
Thorns
싶지 않아.
Gregor came out, it's 19 plus. It was 18 plus before. Does that exist? Why does that? What the hell's the difference between 18 plus and 19 plus?
네 저택이 아니라 내 저택이 달린 튼.
It's my manor.
네가 갖지 않은 농락으로 훔쳐간 내 저택.
Korean
우리
laws?
아버지가 내게
Oh, it's
물려주신
Korean?
고귀하고 명망 높은
What is
이
Garden of Thorns
워다리
Gregor's
화이트.
problem? Garden Greg was too hot and they had to raise it? Like, that's what I'm thinking, bro. What the hell? What is the problem? You're the one who sullied this noble Wuthering Heights. My birthright bestowed upon me by my father by taking it.
네놈의 그 에드가라는 잘난 가문에서
Lincoln
내어주신 저택만으로는
에드가 가문?
소리 지르고 때를
The time
써서
for whining,
물건을
crying, and throwing
뺏어갈
a
나이는
tantrum is to get what you want is long past.
금방이라도 숨이 넘어갈 것
Now they
같은
just changed the law
새끼
throughout
어딨어?
Korea to make 18 plus into 19 plus. Oh, that's it? Just so happened during Rose Greg banner. Oh. They were not ready for my husband in a wedding dress. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Who is spamming the heart? Who is spamming the heart emoji, bro? I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm just like, I look at my chat in the corner and it's just, there's so many heart emojis.
힌들리 씨, 물러나십시오.
Who is it? Which one of you silly goobers is spamming it? Oh, I see. You know what? Okay.
개만도 못한 충성심을 가진 놈들.
Is
몇년 전까지
Discreet
너희들이
butler.
받들던 주인은 나였다.
See more Mongols more loyal than you? I was your master only a few years ago. Have you cast aside your memories?
그만하세요, 힌들리님. 힌들리 언쇼 쪽에 남아있는 버틀러들은 이제
The
없다는 거
butlers have all
아시잖아요.
left Hindley behind.
자,
Bulldog,
너희들도
hello?
이 자리에서 더 이상 소란을 일으키고 싶은 건
알겠습니다.
Chief Butler
넬리.
Nelly.
캐서린은 어디 있는 거야, 넬리? 알잖아.
You must know,
캐서린은
Nelly, that Catherine never did like these
시끄러운 걸 못
commotions.
견뎌 있어.
Suppose she never did? Past tense? Did?
나 아까부터
What do you mean by that?
캐서린의 기분에 상하게 하고 싶지 않아서 계속
Absentmindedly mumbling some foul language at the ceiling. Probably sensed from ineffably dark and ominous silence that something was terribly wrong. After all we've been... Uh-oh.
캐서린은 대체 왜 안 나오고 있는 건데?
Bro.
미안 히스클리프.
Nah.
나는
She's not
미안하다는
dead,
말은
though.
왜 하냐고?
What the hell are you sorry about? She's...
히스클리프,
No.
나는 이 분위기의 배경이 되는 사실을 유추할 그러므로
I may have a
통상적인
correct
표현으로서
assumption. Bro, that was not the
너에게 지금
time.
매우 유감이라는 말을 전할 수밖에 없다.
아니, 알아듣게 얘기해봐 좀.
이걸 너에게 어떻게 전해야 할지. 캐서린 아가씨는
She isn't
여기
here
없어.
anymore. No, she's like traveling the world or something.
여기 없다는 게 어떤?
캐서린은
Fuck.
죽었다.
Guys, this is tough. The situation has become a little bit tough. What the fuck are we supposed to do now? When is my next combat? I fought dead rabbits, and when is my next combat, bro? The butlers. Pack your bags, party's over.
자네 말대로
As you said, none of us are here
얼굴
to see
보는
each
것도
other's ugly
불쾌하기만
mugs.
했던 우리가
Oh, did she just die, bro? Were we too late?
무슨 미친 소리를?
자,
Dude, no way. Who the fuck are you? Oomfee director. Dude, these guys have such negative drip. Like, this is so fuck. Dude, they look like the fucking Oswald Circus outfit, bro. Fixers of the Oomfee Association, who have remained silent, suddenly spoke up.
약속한
On
시간이 다
job.
되었습니다. 고인 캐서린님의
Mr.
혈연이
Hindley Earnshaw, blood
Hindley
relative of the
Earnshaw 씨.
deceased. Are they like transferring ownership of stuff because it's like the wake or the funeral or something?
고인 캐서린의 남편이었다.
They just had to remove the upper blouse. Dude, Baba Boy, that's literally so true. Like, dude, just get rid of this fucking frilly, weird shit on the top and it maybe would be passable.
마지막으로 유언에서 언급되었다.
Individual named in the will.
이렇게 모두가
Now that the
한
three
자리에
relevant parties are
모였으니
present, we,
집행을
executor
시작할
of the will,
조건이
may
충족.
begin
이제
ceremony.
의뢰자 캐서린님의 유언 집행을
Execution of the
우리는
Catherine's will.
캐서린님의
Solemn occasion of
엄숙한
Catherine's funeral
장례식에서
rites.
고인의 바람대로 캐서린님이 소유.
잠깐만.
Oh, he's objecting.
너 누구의
Whose
장례식이라고?
funeral rites?
누가?
Spouse?
누구의?
네가 말도 없이 이곳에서 사라진 뒤 캐서린은
Oh.
곧바로 내게 왔. 우리는 부부였어.
Then we married.
매일매일 행복하고
We were happy to the very last
수많은
day.
날들을 보냈지.
개소리하지 마.
Oh my god, this is actually
저택의
torture.
발걸음을 한순 캐서린이 날 부르는 소리를 들었어. 이 개자식들이 작정하고 꾸민 일이 이렇게 끝날 리가 없어.
Please show fashion degree to validate your idea about their drip. So you're telling me I need a fashion degree to tell you that their clothes are ugly? I don't know if that's true. He got NTR'd. Dude, shut up. Got invited only to get NTR'd.
못 봐주겠군.
Where's my art degree? Bro,
장례식에서 고인에 대한 최소한의 예의를
you see my,
갖추지
if you're a real fan, you see my drawings. You know I'm an amazing artist. You should could have done to show some proper respect for the dead.
히스클리프, 네
누구 마음대로 죽었다는
Can't just
거야?
decide for me to shoot
캐치를
dead.
보기 전까지는.
경고합니다. 지속적인 유언
Should
집행
this
방해가
interruption of the
이어질
will
시
reading continue, we may have to
무력을
resort to use of
사용해서라도
force. Yeah, bro,
유언
fighting,
집행을
combat,
진행할
give me
수밖에
combat.
없습니다.
닥쳐! 아무것도 모르는 새끼가 멋대로 짓거리지 말라고.
Heathcliff was gasping. Sheer momentousness of the emotion overwhelmed him. There has to be a better word than momentousness, bro. I could hardly tell whether it was sorrow or wrath. 10 out of 10 artists, those weirdly shaped circles in idea reviews go crazy. Dude, I'm so talented. Like, dude, I'm crazy. Doesn't matter what posh garb plebs like you. Plebs, bro. He called us plebs. What if that filth from your low birth seeps right through the fabric? You'll eventually see Catherine's corpse, alright.
좋든 싫든 곧 캐서린의 시체를 볼 수 있을 테니 너무 재촉하지 말라고.
It's part of the funeral process,
날
so
이런
don't be in
꼴로
such a
만들어
hurry.
놓고 얼마나 편안하게
After
눈을
what
감고
she's
있는지
done to me, bro, shut
나도
up.
직접 봐야.
힌들리님, 히스클리프님,
Hindley,
두 분 다
we
지금
order that both of you
당장
immediately
자리에
return your
앉아주.
seats.
관리자나리, 우리가 어쩌면
We must do
좋겠는가?
art and
웨우피협회 나리들은
fixtures of
계약
Goofy may
불이행에
even
관해선
execute those
필요에 따라
involved.
처형까지. 본인은
I
히스클리프
ill
분이
wish to see
처형당하는 것도
Sir
싫고
Heathcliff executed.
웨우피협회 나리들이랑 싸우는 것도 싫소.
Bro, her like capital D colon face is so funny. I love the amount of shit flanking in this condo. Everyone hates each other. It's funny. It actually is nice and it's a refresher. Where every single character is just like hateable. Like it's nice. Every single character is hateable. It's not like they're writing the characters so that we're supposed to like them and then they just kill them. I think that's like a tired trope from them where they're like, yeah, dude, we made this character named Yuri and she's gonna die. And then we have these characters Effie and Saud and they're gonna die. And then we have Samjo and he's gonna die. And then, like, bro, this is a nice change of pace. Okay, how could I hate Mr. Squirrel? You know, okay, venerable Mr. Squirrel is, you know, he is obviously not hated. Everyone loves him. He's the most lovable character in this entire series. Sawed is a lot. Yeah, I you know what I meant. You know what I meant. She barely made it out. Literally. Pilot made it out? Bro, I don't even remember who Pilot is. He's like LCCB, right? I don't remember, bro. He's so dog shit, bro. And like that character showed up for 2 seconds. I don't even know if there's anything anyone could talk Heathcliff down.
경고는 여기까지입니다.
Seagull is better than squirrel? Wrong. Brr. Loud and correct buzzer, bro. Wrong. The seagull is not better than the squirrel. How can the squirrel be better if he's dead? His legacy will live on. That's how I know. Can squirrel do tricks? Yeah, watch. He can disappear. We had no choice but to watch as pictures of Oofy struck teeth with weapons.
이상.
말씀하시오.
그 이상 아니다.
그럼에도 말씀하시오.
이상하군.
You stop.
너희 그대로
Something's
멈춰.
off.
이자를 대신에
Would you like to
할 말이
speak to this
있으시다고
individual?
말할 뻔했지만
But she decided
그냥 가만히 있는 게 좋을
in
거라고
favor of
마음을
not getting in
바꿨습니다.
trouble.
그렇지.
뭘 하는
What are you
거지,
doing, BG?
건양?
BG?
류슈,
I understand that seeing our fellow sinner get smacked around like that can be pretty aggravating.
하지만 당신까지
Once you get involved, peace will simply no longer be an option. Yeah, I don't think she's looking for peace, bro.
말.
BG, bug guy, bro. Bro, that's so funny. They're still calling him bug guy after this time. No comment.
최초 대응만으로 1분 내로 무기를
Should you refuse
내려놓지
to let go
않을
of your
경우
weapon within the next minute, we have no choice but to escalate.
차고 나버리기 위해서 너희도 나랑 같이 다물어 시계 대가리. 지금 회사가 규칙이고 알 바냐? 빨리 생각하지 마.
전
Someone that important to me died, I'd be blinded and deafened to all reason too.
있지 히스. 지금 엄청 화나고 답답한 건 알겠어.
닥쳐! 다 입 다물고 건들지 마. 집박살나고 싶은 게 아니라.
히스클리프.
It's nap
한숨 자고
time.
일어나자.
Ooh!
방금 맨손으로 히스클리프를 눕힌 게다가 꿀밤 한 방으로?
호흡은 정상적이다.
Appears that she gave
뒤통수에
the
위치한
nerve on the
맥에
back of his head a
정확한
precise
충격을
focus
줘서
strike, which led to the
의식을
loss
잠시
of
잃게 한것
consciousness.
같군.
Bro, oh my god.
전혀 군더더기 없는 동작이었어요.
Reminds me of my family. Okay, yeah.
히스클리프군이 한 번에 풀쏘. 이 정도의 기술은 가지고 있어야
Every
진정한
self-respecting
버틀러라고
butler
할
has
수
to be equipped
있죠.
with one such move.
아이가 안 잔다고 20시간 동안 고집 부리면
Ooh,
누군가는
20
재워야
hours
하지
instead of
않겠어요?
going to sleep. Sheesh, Nelly.
난 바로 눕자마자 꿈나라로 갈 수 있네. 정말로.
Yeah. I think she's a little scared. I think Donna's just a little bit scared, maybe.
자인은 아니더라도 무기를 놓았고 잠시 진정 시간을
10-minute
10분 정도
recess.
가진 뒤 이후 넬리님?
넬리님이라니 편하게 넬리라고 불러주세요.
Nelly.
린튼이라는 분이 데려오신 저 고용인분들은
Contractors that Linton Edgar
한때
bought.
이
맞아요.
Some butlers from the
캐서린 아가씨를
Earnshaws
따라서
followed
저랑
Catherine to
같이 따라온
Master
언쇼가
Linton.
버틀러들이 몇몇 있죠. 물론 린튼님이 부리는 버틀러들은
Okay.
원래 있던 에드가 가문 버틀러들이 대다수긴 하지.
그럼 린튼
So
씨가
if he gives the order
명령만
to attack
내린다면
us,
그게 무슨 말도 안 되는. 저는 캐서린님의 직속 버틀러였어요. 린튼 도련님이 아무리
would
제
plead and beg all he
바지가랑이를
wants, but I
붙잡고
won't always be taken
애걸복거려도
aside. Thank goodness.
저기 근데 버틀러가 정확히
버틀러? 말하자면 말이요. 그들은 집 구석에나
House dogs on
처박혀
tight leash.
주인에게 목줄 잡힌 개.
누구보다 믿음직스럽고 충직한 분들이랄까요?
가문의 해결사들이요.
Oh.
정말 잘 알아들었어. 다들 훌륭한.
그래도 버틀러에
At
대해
least some of you
곧바로
know who the
아시는 분도
butlers are.
있네요.
Rather rare
조금은
occupation.
생소한 개념. 돈 좀
Doesn't
있는
sound like
집에서나
most
쓸
normal folk would
테니
have reason to know
보통은
anything
알기
about him. This is
힘들겠지.
true.
아니면 돈 좀 있는
Source?
집에
Project
고용되어야만
Blue
하는
just made them the
입장이거나.
fuck up?
뭐 우리 중에 해결사를 좀
One of us is quite a passionate fan.
그렇군요. 우리 히스클리프가 참 총명한 친구들을 도왔네요.
Intelligent? She called us intelligent. Guys, we're so smart.
넬리군, 내 버스로 다시 돌아간다면 꼭 구하려다 포기해버렸었던 버틀러 피규어를 구해. 책장
It shall stand
제일
tall
앞에
and proud in front of the
세워두리다.
frontmost row of my display shelf.
버틀러들은 말이요, 일반 해결사들과는 조금 다른 해결사들이요. 보통 해결사라 하면 협회나 사무소에
Offer for
소속되어
service through
그때보다
contracts
다른
part
은혜를
of an
받고 있다만
association.
이들은 다르지. 바로 가문과
Brothers join
전택에
families
소속이
or
되어
manage to serve them, and
일관되고
only them
장기적인
in
해결사
long-term
활동을
contracts
한다는 점.
pursued like
물론
any
다른
other fixed serve.
해결사들처럼
Brothers may be
한
hired
사람만을
by a
위해
single person to
고용되기도
serve them, and
한다오.
only them.
가사와 전투,
Do you
돌봄까지
note that our
다양한
service is
분야를
not
도맡는
limited to
점도.
combat? We also conduct household management and care, of course.
갖가지 소양을 필요로 하는 아주
Must
아주
also be
힘들고
mentioned that
드문
proficiency
해결사
in many fields is a
직종이랍니다.
necessity to be a respected butler.
그런데 버틀러를 고용하는 건 대단히
Inordinate amount of
맞아요.
salary.
고생은
Always so
많이 하지만
busy. We are
고용
promised
기간 갱신
expansive
때마다
compensation.
어마어마한 보수와 함께 연금과
Okay.
명망 높은 해결사분 중엔 협회에서 은퇴를 하고
Okay.
버틀러. 저는 캐서린 아가씨 가문의
I was once a butler in
버틀러였고
service of Catherine. I was
린튼
transferred to
도련님과
Master Linton.
결혼하시면서
Just
에드가
joined their
가문의
ranks when she
버틀러들
married.
아주 평화로운 협의를 통해 제가 버틀러들의 대장격인 치프 버틀러가 되었다.
그렇구만.
Sure,
말만 들어도
really was
정말
one peaceful transfer of
평화로워
power.
보여.
Naturally.
그러고 보니 이 히스클리프 군도 조금
Tidy
할 때가
Bairn.
있었다니 상상.
He was quite a special child.
제가 치프 버틀러까지 될 수 있었.
What a lovely
참
boy.
사랑스러운 아이였어요.
Aw,
사랑스러운.
lovely indeed. Bro, where's my combat though? Guys, I'm gonna like. I need to play the game though.
넬리가 옛날에 말했던 꿈나라.
정말 미안해 히스클리프.
I was hoping to avoid having to
오랜만에
use
만난
Sleepy
너에게
Smack.
꿈밤만큼은 쓰고 싶지
It's
않았는데.
oops all story. Sleepy Smack.
정말 캐서린이 정말.
그리고 캐서린 아가씨의 유언 네 이름이
Wrote
적혀
your name
있었어.
into her will.
유언 들어봐야 하지 않을까요?
그런데 이 저택이 캐서린님의 소유였나요?
원래는
You have a lot of
곳이었죠.
combat in Kanto 4. Now you complain about lack of combat. Okay, you say that like there's no possible middle ground that can be achieved. Like, you cannot, bro. You cannot say that like you're strawmanning the shit out of me, bro. You can't be serious. It's been like 8 story chapters in a row, bro. Just give me one fight at least.
캐서린, 그것이 뒤통수를 쳐버렸어. 린튼, 네 놈이 더
Tell the tale about
자세한
Catherine and
이야기를
Linton stabbed me in the
들려주지.
back.
정당한 방식이었네. 법적으로
Bring the
아무
case to
문제도
courts
없지.
if you wish.
진정 시간이
A
끝나면
lot of
따라
recess has expired. Will
재산
now
상속
proceed to
유언장
the
집행을
inheritance bequeathment.
계속 이것은
So
고인
the will
캐서린
has
씨의
been verified via
유언장입니다.
multiple tests and screenings and
위조가
no
없다는
counterfeiting or
것은 여러
tampering.
번
저
Yeah.
사람들이 위조를 검증한다면 저 사람들은 누가
업계 관행이라는 것일까요?
그리고 캐서린 씨께서는
Requested that
재산
the letter be
분배에
read
대해
in
선포되기
audience
전
of the 3 attendees
모두의 앞에서
before the
낭독하라
bequeathment of
하셨습니다.
personal property commences. Okay.
지금부터
드디어
At last,
모두가 한 자리에 모였구나.
you are all gathered.
부디 이번만큼은 다툼 없이 나의 말을 존중해주길.
Uh-huh.
화를 내는 사람은 없었으면 좋겠어. 이건 한 번뿐인 내
One and only
장례식이잖아.
funeral. She's not
그리고
wrong.
지금의 나는 전혀 고통스럽거나 괴롭지도 않아. 그러니 내 죽음을 안타깝게 생각하는 일도 없어. 나는 나만의 천국에
Because by the time you're
이르렀을
hearing this, I
거니까.
reach my own heaven.
하지만 그렇다고 해서 슬퍼하지
This
말라는
is
건
not to say
아니야.
that you mustn't let sorrow into your
눈물은
hearts.
마음껏
Weep if you
그래야
will.
날 진심으로 사랑한다는 마음이 느껴질 테니까. 워더링 하이츠.
An old and desolate
난
manor.
이곳을 많이
And
무서워했지.
afraid fear and nightmares would consume me.
이제야
Now I stand before the end of my
죽음에
life. I've come to
이르러서야
accept the manor for what
이제
it
이
is.
나의 남편 린튼 에드가에게 남길게.
I will leave to Linton.
나를 계속 기억하며
Okay. Get shit on Hidley.
그리고 하나뿐인 내 오빠
Brother.
나도 언급할 거라고 생각.
I leave you nothing.
빚이 매우 많은 상황이라고 들었어.
Mired in quite the heavy debt.
매일같이 술과 도박을 일삼고 있다는 것. 그래서 나는
제발
I leave you nothing.
뭐라도 내놔라.
M사에 있는 어비스
Sign you for
트라우마
Biz Trauma Correctional Facility. Dude, that's like such BM. That's actually, dude, I was thinking about it. One of the most BM things you could possibly do is like if you have a family member that you hate like a shit ton and you leave them out of your will, they can argue that that you forgot them in your will. So the most BM thing you could possibly do is name them specifically in your will and then say that you specifically leave them nothing. So that they can't say, "Oh, I was forgotten," or anything. It's like literally, I know you exist. I am choosing to leave you nothing after I die. That's like the most BM thing ever. But this is pretty savage as well. I mean, that's pretty fire. If you don't visit the facility within 1 week, they will come to take you in.
오빠의 마음이 건강해질 수 있기를 진심으로 빌게.
That's so crazy.
말도 안 돼. 희망을. 애초에 지금 상황에서 일주일 안에 M사를
I don't think you're supposed to.
물론 오빠를 위해
I already prepared a
가는
warp
워프
train.
열차
Oh,
이용권도
boy.
준비해두었으니 걱정은 마.
Yay!
내 손에 집어쳐.
Warp train.
만일
We should be another.
또다시 소란이
my
일어났어.
God.
이번에는
Take
경고
forceful
없이
action without warning. Plebs.
이것들이 감히.
그리고
W Core mentioned.
집으로 온 걸 환영해.
W Core mentioned.
캐시, 나는
이 저택에
Once the seventh strike of lightning falls
7
upon
번의
this manor,
불후엔
my golden bow shall be
황금가지는
yours.
이것이 될 거야.
Oh, huh? Huh. I already figured that the golden bow was somewhere in here. I've known that ever since we set foot inside.
내가 소유한 그 황금가지를 너에게
황금 가지를
Personal property.
저택이나 가문
벼락 7번? 무슨 말을 하는
Seventh
것일까요?
strike. It's not a golden bow.
뭐라는 거야? 대체 무슨?
단테
There's a second one.
아니야. 그딴 말 말고 돌아와 캐시. 제발 내 말에 한 번만 들어줘 캐시.
정말이야 내일이 정말 유령을 봤다니까? 또 그런다. 유령이
She's so
나오면
tiny.
부들겹해서 빨래대에
Told
널어놓을
you I
거라고
would
했잖아요,
thrash that
캐시
evil ghost and hang
아가씨.
them to dry on the
유령
rack.
같은 건 없어. 맨날 거짓말만 한다니까 쟤는.
거짓말 아니라고.
미안하다 얘들아. 많이
Mr.
기다렸지?
Earnshaw.
아빠, 내 바이올린은요?
내 엑스사 맞는 렌치도.
바이올린도 렌치도 못 사왔어. 남은 손? 아우 뭐야?
안고 있는 그
What's that
더러운
dirty
가루가
rat?
이 날씨에서 길거리에서 죽어가고 있었단다. 부모도 집도 없던 모양.
그래서? 나는 우리 집에 이런 거지 같은 애랑 같이 있기 싫어.
I see.
맞아. 바이올린
Throw
사원
that
말이야.
thing
이런 거
out.
내다 버리고. 뭘 봐? 바이올린 내놔. 바이올린 가지고 싶단 말이야.
근데 아빠,
Dude, they're so tiny.
이 애는 왜
이 아이에게는
Because there wasn't anyone
아무도
to
없기
take care of him.
때문이거든. 뒷골목에는
There were other children
그런
like him in
아이들이
the back
간혹
streets.
보이지.
No parents or relatives.
부모도 없고 친척도
No
없고
shelter.
집도 없는 아이.
그럼 얘한테는 이제 뭐?
이제부턴 우리와 그리고
오케이.
이 집이 있는 거지. 싫어. 난
그럼 오빠는 버리는 거구나?
She's so happy.
바람이 불고 있나 봐. 저택에 또 울음소리가 들려.
She's a little bit less happy.
그렇네요. 창문은 닫으세요, 아가씨. 춥겠어요. 기억나세요?
As a child, it's ever
아가씨가
afraid
어렸을
of
때
crawling
유령이
winds.
보인다 그러지 않나?
넬리, 지금도 난 보이는 걸?
아가씨, 히스클리프가 저택을 떠난 후로
괜찮아, 넬리. 이젠 유령이
I no
무섭지
longer fear
않아.
them.
모든 두려움은
Because fear stems from ignorance of origin.
히스클리프는 어디에 있는 걸까?
아가씨.
이제 그에게 남은 것이라군.
He doesn't have anything left. That's where the cutscene ends, bro? Really? Yo, that was such a strange place to end that. Oh, wow, yeah. There's more story, guys. Don't worry. Don't worry.
어떻게 된 거야? 잠깐 동안 엄청 새까맸다가
벼락의 영향으로 잠깐 정전이 된 것 같아요.
그리고 방금 보였던 그 장면 역시 캐서린 씨의 기억이죠?
그런 것 같아.
이장과 같은 황금가지의
As it has
영향으로
been
볼 수
in the past.
있습니다.
Yeah.
그리고 잠깐만, 아까 걸어왔던
Corridor we walked through earlier. This isn't where we were before the power outage. So we're in like the distortion realm or whatever.
이럴 수가.
Whatever it's called. I don't remember when it resonates.
하지만
Or what?
우리는 한 발짝도
Is it
움직이지
resonating with her
않았잖아.
like dead body or something?
발걸음을 뗀 자는 없었어.
아, 그렇다면 움직인 건 우리가 아니라
뭐 아는 거 없어, 넬리 씨?
저도 어떻게 된 영문인지 이 저택에 온 것도
I've been
정말
away from the manor for many
오랜만이거든요.
years. Seldom had any
캐서린
reason
아가씨가
after.
린트님과 결혼해서 여길 떠난 후
그 고인이 된 캐서린이라는 분이 워더링 하이츠 저택을 샀다고.
네.
But she did not
하지만
immediately
사기만
move
하고
here. Now that you mention it, I see some
지금
changes that
보니
have been made.
이곳을 떠나올 때와 다르게 저택
Probably referring to the numerous exposed cables, holes, and cracks.
제가 치프 버틀러였을 때 이런 꼴을 봤다면 분명 길길이 날. 하지만
저택을 개조하려고 한 걸까요?
보통 부자들은 저택을 사서 입맛에 맞게 개조.
머리 스타일을 바꾸는 정도의 느낌일까요? 계속 같은 머리로만
Maintaining the
있으면
exact same style
지겨워지니까요.
of hair for too long gets pretty boring.
아하. 돈 많은 사람들에게는 그 정도의 느낌이구나 이게. 히스클리프, 너한테 뭐라고 위로해야 할지도 모르겠지만 캐서린 아가씨의 죽음을 믿지
How you
않는다고
didn't
했던
believe she was truly dead.
그 말을 듣고
I
나도
gave that
다시
idea some
생각을 어느
thought,
정도는 동의해.
and I agree. Huh? And then they give me the fucking mirror dungeon music, bro. Huh? It's like a mystery.
나도 아직 캐서린 아가씨의 시신을 본 적 없어. 아가씨가 돌아가셨다는
So beside
린튼
myself
주인님의
when
말을
Linton told
듣고
me of passing that I didn't
너무
even
경황이
verify.
없는 나머지
네가 하려는 말은 그러니까 그러니까 그런 거야? 캐시가
혹시나 하는 거야. 그리고 캐서린 아가씨 성격 알고 고집이라면 누구에게도 지지 않고. 난 사실 이 장례식도 어쩌면
I
아가씨의
even wonder if this whole
끔찍한
funeral
장난일 수도
business was an
있겠다는
awful
생각까지
elaborate
했다니까.
jest. You gotta pick your nodes. I'm working on it.
그래도 확실한 건 유언장은 틀림없이 아가씨의 필. 그리고 린튼 주인님은
That's what Linton, he never
캐서린
stopped
아가씨가
making
돌아가신 이후에도
Okay.
이 저택의 개조를 멈추지 않아.
린튼.
가까이에서 본 적도 의도를 물어본 적도 없. 적어도
It's quite evident that
이곳에서
something
무슨
is
일이
about to
일어나거나
transpire.
혹은 이런
진짜 뭐가 어떻게도
유언장에 적힌 벼락이 의미하는
말 그대로 벼락이 여러 번 치는 걸 의미하는 건 아닐까요?
언제 어떤 날씨에
She knew
우리가
it
찾아올 줄 알고
arrived precisely under the spell of
저명한
the day of the
예언가라도 되지
funeral.
않는 한 그런 걸 조건.
아무도 모르지. 캐서린 씨가
맞아. 어떻게 죽은 사람을? 아니면 캐서린 아가씨는
A
결혼하신
clue.
후에도
It's like a murder
종종
mystery, bro. We're like
방에 뭔가를
Sherlock
두셨을지도 모르잖아요.
Holmes. He's British.
너도 기억나지, 히스클리프?
응. 수수께끼
She
내는
always
걸
liked
좋아했지.
riddles.
반면에
Oh,
너는
God.
머리 쓰는 걸 싫어해서 일단은 다 부숴보려고 했고.
나중엔 무지 혼났어. 의도도 생각 안 하고. 그렇다고.
I don't know if I've gotten any better at it. Yeah, this is a spooky mansion mystery, murder mystery. Oh my god, level 40? Oh my, oh wow. Okay, I guess I'll use fourth match flame.
직접 손봐주지.
바닥 곳곳에 피가
I
낭자하고
espy blood.
좋은 일이 벌어졌던 건 아니겠네.
좋은
Doubt there's
사람은
anyone nice down there either.
물러나라고 있게.
순순히 털어놓으시죠. 이 저택에 무슨 짓을 한 것입니까, 흰?
진작
Sherlock Holmes.
뭐가 어떻게
Yup.
된 건지 모르겠단 말이다.
They're too high level. I think you should go back. We'll see. I can handle myself probably.
넬리, 어서 이놈들을.
너희들 이곳에서 뭘 하고 있는 거야?
The vagabond child.
그리고 저택의 망나니 자식과 그가 데려온
우리한테 조세핀.
Something's
저택이
terribly
이상해지고
wrong.
있는 거. 워더링
Wuthering Heights
하이츠는
has always been
언제나
like this. How
그래왔지.
dare you bring those louts?
그리고 감히 저런 몹쓸 것들을 이곳에 데려.
우린 아무것도 몰라. 불이 나갔다가 들어오니까 이미 사람들이 눈앞에.
모르나?
Dead
지금
rabbits,
저택
louts, and the butlers
곳곳에서
are battling in all
버틀러들과
corners of this
테드를
manor.
비친 놈들이 교전 중이지.
Oh, what I wouldn't give to have them kill each other
뜯고,
until they all lay dead.
교전.
What?
하지만
What?
벼락이 치고
After the lights flickered,
테드를
the
비친
dead
놈들이
rabbits suddenly
갑자기
charged at
달려들었지.
us.
힘들리.
That fool must be scheming to take over the
우리
manor.
저택을 노리는 게 틀리.
그게 무슨?
이 워더링 하이츠가 마님이 말씀하시는 게 틀리지 않냔 말이야.
애들 내비친
The
놈들이
bloody hell
그러는
these
거랑
out of control
나랑
dead
무슨
rabbits have
상관이야?
nothing to do with me. I haven't even
나는
given them
아무
any orders.
명령도 안 했어.
Huh.
넬리, 당신이 말릴 수는 없는 거야?
조세핀이랑 저 버틀러들은 한때
Didn't they
힌들리를
serve
따랐던
Finley
자들 아니야?
once?
저들은 워더링 하이츠 직속 버틀러예요.
Services to the Wuthering Heights.
이들은 엄연히
Josephine
말하면
and her butlers are
저와는
bound
다른
to a
계약으로
contract
이루어진
different from mine.
버틀러들이죠. 가문의 특정
I'm
사람과 계약한
contracted
저와는
with a
다르게
specific person within the
이들은
family while they're
저택과
contracted
토지
with the
자체에
manor
구속된
itself.
버틀러여서. 아니 뭐 부잣집 해결사로 일해서 돈 벌겠다는 건 알겠는데
Such a complicated
그렇게
contract
복잡하게
with the
묶여 있으면
publisher
그것은 계약 특정 기간이나 조건이 만족될 때까지 버틀러로서의 근무를 마치면 해결사의 급수를 올릴 수 있거나 토지와 관련된 가치.
그게 참 아이러니한 게
Butlers bound to manors and
저들처럼
estates often
저택과
inherit
땅에
their
묶인 버틀러는
parents'
집안 대대로
careers and
버틀러 일을
contracts. Sometimes it
물려받기도 해요.
continues for
최초엔
generations until the
어떤
initial
계약으로
contract is
시작했는지조차 모를
forgotten.
정도죠.
Huh.
그쯤이면 계약은 다.
So the
그래도
contract is
계약은
avoiding
계속
it because
유효하니까요.
some remembering it, breaking
이걸
it, maybe
어기면
by
영문도모를
taboo
둥지에서 금기 사냥꾼을 보내거나 그리고 조세핀
And that
저자는
Josephine is obsessed with following
옛날부터
long
돌아가신
dead
마님
orders.
말고는 누구도 따르지 않아.
잘 아는군. 그러니 이렇게
enough to get out
웃으면서
of my
말할
way.
때 이만 우리 워더링 하이츠를 가로치려는 가짜는
Do not get in
수작질을
my way
하는
of punishing this
쥐새끼군.
rat.
본때를 보여줘야겠으니까.
We might have to get her in her way.
우린 그냥 아무 일 없던 것처럼 지나가자.
문을 잠가버릴 거다, 히스클리프.
Oh.
너는 이 안으로 들어올 자격이 없으니 너
Do you
같은
really think that gets? Oh
우리
my god! This
가족들이랑
Hindley
같은
guy.
식탁에 앉을 자격이 헛건이 얌전히
Stay put in the barn.
만약 거실에 허락
This revenge may not be so difficult after all. Even if he does put up a fight, there's no telling how long he could hold out against all of them.
시계대가리.
I won't leave
네
him to
생각처럼
die.
하진 않아. 그래.
You want to kill him yourself?
캐시는 내가 힌들리 저
He
자식을
would have wanted me to
버리고
abandon that sod.
원하진
He
않았을 테니까.
wouldn't have wanted me to abandon that sod to die by their hands. Yeah. See, if it's your nemesis like that, why would you want him to die a humiliating death to the hands of people who are not you, you know? Everyone is fatal to blunt. Okay, I see. Interesting. Dominating, huh?
죄를
Sure.
새겨주겠어.
Damn, these guys are kind of crazy at clashing or something.
이 작살엔 필살의 집념이 담겨 있지. 보았나? 적은 이렇게 진리겨졌다.
Oh,
우리의 확고한
we get to
승리가
use our
눈앞에 있다.
we get to use our skill. I would have won that clash. That's true. Claim their bones. Ooh. I love this stupid skill, bro. To claim their bones is like the best thing ever, bro. The dopamine rush I get when I see that skill being used is just, it's unmatched.
그래, 결국
That's a lot of
마지막까지
pride.
서 있는 놈이 이기는 거라니까. 잘 들어. 아픈 거 생각하지 말고 저 새끼 죽은 다음만 생각해.
총원 돌격!
공격이 더 매서워지거든.
자! 저놈을 추적해! 피어나리. 물감을 준비하고 물감을 준비하고.
그래.
Do they keep
결국
gaining
마지막까지
sanity?
서
What is
있는
their
놈이
passive?
이기는 거라니까.
If staggered, heal sanity.
잘 들어.
One time
아픈 거
max.
생각하지 말고 저 새끼 죽은 다음만 생각해. 그럼 공격이 더 매서워지거든.
죄를 새겨주겠어.
별것도 아니네.
Hindley would have soloed with angry blow powers.
즉시 꿈을 꾸러 가도록.
I don't know if he would have soloed. I mean,
하나 눕혔네.
Hindley doesn't seem like the type of guy to have an evade in his kit, if you know what I mean.
바람구멍을 내주지.
Why do you have no sanity, by the way?
저놈을 추적해!
We do get an assist attack though. That's pretty good.
물감을 준비하고. 자! 영원한 잠으로 인도하지.
Ooh. Captain Sanity mechanics. I mean, I guess when she gets kill stolen, but like, I didn't know it was that bad. Her sanity is so shit. It's kind of concerning.
하나 가져간다.
그래.
Yeah,
마지막까지
get me
서
out of
있는
here.
놈이 이기는 거라니까. 잘 들어. 아픈 거 생각하지 말고 혼자서
Oh my god,
뭘
she just
어떻게 한
actually
거야?
shredded everything.
야, 좀
흉터의 결과요.
보자. 나도.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
전투 응대는 성공적이었다.
52% damage contributed. Oh my.
이제 다른 쪽
More
집안으로
fighting?
돌아가지.
그대
Oh, I
이 검이 필요하오.
didn't use the support Ryoshu. My bad. Get me out of here. 3 waves.
화이팅이다.
전부 기억했어. 얼굴.
Base Ryoshu Gaming? Yeah, about that.
가스 점화! 엔진 시동!
가서 할 수 있는 건 다 해보고 오라고. 저거 다 한 주먹거리도 안 되는 놈들이니까.
총원 불격!
Please. Okay. And we lost. Please. No, bro. Clear this with base sinners? I don't think it's that impressive if you clear the, like... I don't know if it's so impressive if I clear human fights with base sinners.
일단 정신 못 차리는 놈 대가리부터 뭉개.
Like the Abno fights, like focus combat, I can understand that being impressive with base sinners. But like human fights is basically just a level check. I don't know if it's not as interesting.
집념이 담겨 있지. 보았나? 적은 이렇게 진리가졌다. 우리의 확고한 승리가 눈앞에 있다.
Bro, please, man. These guys are so sane. Maybe we should bring sinking.
저것들 너덜너덜하잖아. 일단 정신 못 차리는 놈 대가리부터 뭉개.
무레베드.
Clear with base Mercel solo? Well, you know, I don't have that much XP. Like, maybe if I had more XP, I would, you know, use base Mercel.
이런 건 몽둥이가 약이지.
But he's not leveled, unfortunately, so sorry. Use Song Sinclair instead of Greg. That's probably valid. I was too lazy to change it.
아픈 거 생각하지 말고 저 새끼 죽은 다음만 생각해. 그럼 공격이 더 매서워지거든.
꿈을 꾸러 가도록.
흉터의 결과요.
minus 25.
이렇게 눕혀가다 보면 어느새 끝나는 게 싸움인 법이지.
Ally defeats an enemy whose level was higher than this unit.
입을 열 시간
I should level Pequod Captain, huh? Like, I should actually level you, so you stop tanking minus sanity a million times.
전투응대에 나선다.
Turns out she has a massive dagger inside of her suitcase, by the way. That's what she's holding. It also applies if the enemy's equal, even though it only specifies higher. That's bizarre. Dude, my sanity.
아이씨, 좀 바람구멍을 내주지. 야, 저거 정신 차릴 때까지 앞에서 시선 좀 끌어줘야겠어.
혈이 남자오.
No assist. Oh well. She's gonna corrode. I'm not too worried, to be honest. I mean, she will. I'm not doubting that, but I think we'll be okay if she, even if she does.
결국 마지막까지 서 있는 놈이 이기는 거라니까.
Give me the most pride res you've ever seen.
아픈 거 생각하지 말고 저 새끼 죽은 다음만 생각해. 공격이 더 무서워지거든.
별것도 아니네. 별것도 아니네.
문감을 준비하고.
흉터의 결과요. 흉터의 결과요.
Alright, what are we running into? Wow, you are big. You are quite large, it seems. Target unit with least 4 health. Alright, we're getting shredded here. That sucks.
문감을 준비하고.
예사롭지가 않은데? 아주 작살을 내놨어.
아름다운 것. 그렇지 않은 것.
I mean, we're shredding these guys like really hard. So, oh wait, no, you're the boss, bro. I should actually pay a little bit of attention to you, probably. I didn't even notice. What is her name? Josephine or something? We're taking 1 trillion damage. Oh my god! It's not that deep, bro.
뭘 어떻게 한 거야? 야, 좀 그거 배우자, 나도.
Low morale, clash power minus 10% more damage on heads, panic effects, clash power minus 2. Yeah. Stagger, recover from stagger, recover from panic, speed higher than target's clash power plus 2, heal 10 when every corner of an attack skill hits heads. The target is sinking. Attack power up. I think it's okay. I mean, our Faust has 4 HP left. That's good enough. I think it's pretty clear we're winning this one.
이 작살엔 필살의 집념이 담겨 있지.
We are on turn 10. We barely made it. With ease. With ease. Worry not. I wasn't worried for a second. This is exactly how I accidentally threw before, but with Ardor. I see.
전투 응대는 성공적이었다.
That
나쁘지 않은
is interesting.
움직임이었어. 이제 다른 쪽 집안일로 돌아가지.
Oh, just bugged. The corridor 3. Yeah, let's level Captain. Hopefully she doesn't get her sanity completely destroyed now.
그대, 이 검이 필요하오.
네.
I shall do as you command.
그러죠. 우린
We
여기서
will not waste any more
시간을 더
time.
끌지 않고 다음에 다시 만나게 되면 너희도 같이.
I could have handled them on my own. Shut up, bro.
그리고 네가
무슨 개만.
그놈 이름은
He goes by
매트야.
Matt, not Matthew.
뭐? 무슨 정신 나가.
그리고 정신
That
나간
insane old
저
tag
새끼.
is another.
눈치
Some of
하나
her wits about.
빠르더군. 내가
I almost had it if only I
거의 다 따라온
hadn't gotten that
분이었는데.
confounded card in that round. What?
그 카드만
They
나오지
gambled on
않았어도.
the manor?
아니지. 분명 조작.
Nothing else explains how
그렇고
Catherine could
말고
have had the funds so ready to purchase Wuthering Heights the moment it
경매로
was up for
넘어간 이
sale.
워더링 하이츠.
네가 도박으로 잃은 이 저택을.
그래. 걔도 조세핀처럼 언제
아.
하지만 곧 워더링 하이츠 매트 그놈.
Matt made a deal. He promised to help me retrieve it as long as I let him and the dead rabbits
워더링
into it.
하이츠에
잠깐 어디로 가는
What?
거예요, 힌들리님?
내가 니놈들과
Cozy with you,
사이좋게
Lana.
매트.
I'll find
그놈을
Matt and I'll
다시
do everything to
만난
make this place mine.
그리고 난 변한 넉마 잘 어울리는 놈.
성질머리.
What an asshole. Yeah, true.
이스 클리프군. 이런 말이
예전에는
Back then,
매일 나를
whenever I heard that
짓밟는데
kind of
안달이 나 있는
contemptuous shite
저놈.
from the
마치
bastard,
저놈 말대로
tells of every
나는
word spat
밑바닥
out rang
인생에
true.
쓸모없는 인간이 되는 것. 매일 저놈에게
That days and nights
안갚음할
coming up.
방법만 궁리했지.
Oh.
참, 이 기분은 뭐냐?
Yeah, it's just like contempt.
변하지 못한 건 저놈이에요.
He's kind of pathetic, bro.
구질구질하게 과거에만 매여 있잖아요. 그냥 자라지 못한 10살짜리 어린애 같아요.
캐서린이라는 자의 방은 어느 정도의 위치에 있지?
여기서 오른쪽으로 꺾으면 될 거예요. 어머나, 저기
Dead rabbits.
아까랑은 조금 달라 보이는데 기분 탓이. 그러고 보니 거리에서 좀 혹시라도
We're on the streets
저런
to
붉은
clear with them
안광과는
with red eyes.
마주치지. 너희들 무엇을 아니면 누구를?
아 참고로
This
우리
Linton
중에
fella
그
ain't here. Those
린튼이라는
butlers
사람은
of
없어?
Wuthering Heights ain't here
워더링
either.
하이츠의 버틀러. 아
Clearly you
그놈들
got no
아까
beef
저
with
복도를
us.
가버렸거든.
볼일. 우리
Looks like they got plenty of beef with us.
원하는 게 조금 아쉽기도 하군요. 이 오티스의 협상.
Okay.
뭐야?
They have bloody bats also.
화이팅이다.
Fierce and sharp. Level 39. Okay. Clash win.
총원 돌격! 저놈을 추적해!
눈감을 준비.
These guys are like possessed or something.
에이, 저것들 너덜너덜하잖아. 일단 정신 못 차리는 놈 대가리부터 뭉개.
전투 응대에 나선다. 아름다운 것. 그렇지 않은 것.
이런 건 몽둥이가 약이지.
같이 흐느적거려.
두드려 패.
살을 베어내고.
그래, 결국 마지막까지 서 있는 놈이 이기는 거라니까. 잘 들어. 아픈 거 생각하지 말고
무릎에
저 새끼 죽은 다음만 생각해. 그럼 공격이 더 매서워지거든.
즉시 꿈을 꾸러 가도록.
You know, as much as I don't really like human fighting mechanics in this game, it is satisfying to just see a bunch of guys get splattered on the ground. I will say.
방금 좀 똑똑했다. 옛날에 조직에서 싸울 때도 두뇌 파로 적을 다 밀어버리는 놈이
So,
있었지.
you know, in that sense, human combat is kind of nice. But don't let anyone know that I said that. Oh my god. When she staggers on first hit and then gets all the bonuses on the second hit, that's pretty good. That's a solid amount of damage. It's only 2 waves. Okay, just answer.
정신 못 차리는 놈 대가리부터 뭉개.
Human combat's nice until you fight Jun. Yeah, like exactly. Like there's some fights that really should not be human combat. They're just so much worse because of human combat. Like when you're playing against Jun or something and he has rules of the back streets that hits you for 1,000,000 trillion damage and you can't do anything about it, like that fucking blows.
6천 뼈를 깎는다.
3 heads in a row, huh? Or 3 tails. That's crazy. You can block? I know you can block, but it's like... Okay, sometimes the turn ordering is weird, so it's just not... Like, yeah, you can... Bro, just block. Like, yeah, okay, you can, but it's not optimal. You'd obviously rather not block.
다들 목숨이 끊어질 때마다 들렸던 소리가 있었어요.
거울 소리.
Sound of mirrors.
그건 거울이.
We should unmask the
다른
rest
자들의
and get a better
복면도 다
picture.
벗겨보는 편이.
What's happening?
생긴 것만으로
이 자들
Hardly do they appear to be
뒷골목의
members of
폭력
violent
조직원
근육
backseating.
상태만 봐도
Except from the build that none of
조직
them were
생활을
ever
해온
part of the
자들보다는
syndicate. They look more like
민간인들
civilians.
분명 공격 맞은편.
이보시오, 정신들. 이렇게 상황을 따질 때는 아닌 듯.
Why can't they show me what they look like? I want to see. This is another 2 waiver. Okay, we should be okay. I mean, struggling, that's tough. Get out of my... Hold them back.
된다면 사활을 건다.
방금 좀 똑똑했다. 옛날에 조직에서 싸울
Tails only challenge.
두뇌 파로 적을 다 밀어버리는 놈이 있었지.
Oh my god, the Tails only challenge is going quite well, actually.
뭐야, 파이팅이다.
총원 불격.
Jun is made to just be a bastard in human combat. That's what I'm thinking, bro. Like, they designed him just to be the worst thing to fight in human combat ever. Like, they took everything about human combat. They're like, what is all the mechanics that are just horrible to play against in human combat, and they just gave it to him. Massive counter, massive flashing, good speed so you can't redirect. It's like so annoying. And his health bar is obviously absurd.
꿈을 꾸러 가도록 저놈을 추적해.
You're really gonna live on 2 health, huh?
결국 마지막까지 서 있는 놈이 이기는 거라니까. 잘 들어. 아픈 거 생각하지 말고.
No stagger? Yeah, no stagger. Like, it's so bad.
꿈을 꾸러 가도록. 영원한 잠으로 인도하지.
You have to kill goons on the first turn. Yeah, you do because it's passive.
어느새 끝나는
Right?
게
It's his
싸움이야.
passive or something that's like he gains sanity or something because of having goons. But you can't focus on killing the goons because it's human combat. You can't focus them down. Like in particular. It's like it's just you basically have to AoE spam and hope. Which is kind of a little bit lame, I think, maybe.
이런 건 몽둥이가 약이지. 로 두드려 패.
즉시 꿈을 꾸러 가도.
꼭 찢어진 독같이 흐느적거리는구만.
그래.
죄를
결국 마지막까지 서 있는 놈이 이기는 거라니까.
His counter gains counter gains points. My bad. I knew he gained something. I just forgot exactly what it was. Dude, this reuse thing is so fire, by the way. Her skill 3 being reused is like mutilate on steroids. That's so good. You can literally set up like 1,000,000 kills.
전투 응대는 성공적이었다. 나쁘지 않은 움직임이었어. 이제 다른
We got one more
집안일로
stage in
돌아가지.
us.
헌팅 커틀러리 준비 끝.
What are you looking for? Timepieces.
T사에서 그건 내가 어떤 사람인지에 대한 나는 T사를 떠나면서
Abandoned my watch when I left. They don't have pocket watches.
이자들 시계끈조차 시계만
They
있다면
did. We would have been able to learn at least where
어디서부터
they
온
were
자들
coming from.
의도적으로 이 사람들의 신분을 지웠거나
복장은 T사에서 자주 보던 양식이요.
의문점이 한두 개가 아니지만
여기군.
오늘처럼 밤까지 온
말해줘. 내가
After I left without a word, how did she
이곳을
fare?
말도 없이
Poorly,
떠났어.
probably.
물론 결국 린튼 놈과 결혼해서 행복하게 살았다는 것 좀
말해줄까?
진짜 분명 지금 내 표정 꼴사납겠지.
거울이라도 있으면 보여주고 싶을 표정이긴 해. 내가 전부 치워버려서 지금 남아있지
No
않지만
mirrors. I see.
실없는 농담. 애초에
But his Catherine never once
내가
talked about
나간
me at
후
all. Oh.
그랬겠지. 나 같은 망나니 새끼.
글쎄, 스클리프. 내 말은 그런
That's
뜻이
not what I
아니었어.
meant.
네가 떠난 후 캐서린
He began
아가씨는
withering.
아주
She sculpting her
천천히
room for
죽어가기
days upon
시작했어.
days.
그러다가 소리 지르고
And she
울고
suddenly grow
혼잣말을 하고
lachrymose, scream, cry,
린튼 주인님이
whisper
와서
things.
달래줘도 똑같았어. 정말 장의사를 미리 불러야 하는 건가?
정말이야? 캐서린이 그렇게 고통스러...
보고 있는 모두가 고통스러워.
넬리, 이것 봐. 린튼이 베개 위에 꽃을 놓아두고 갔어. 황금빛이네.
Oh.
몰랐는데.
It's golden, huh?
워더링 하이츠에 이제
와, 정말 낭만적인데요.
그렇게 보일 수도.
He must have paid quite the
또
fortune.
엄청난 값. 하지만 린튼이 정말 날
Should he
위해
wish to
꽃에
return
색을
a
주고
color to a
싶었다면
flower
이
for my sake,
꽃은
then he would have brought me a violet.
보랏빛을 띠는 꽃이었어야 했겠지. 그러니까
So he did not bring
이건
me
나를
this
위한
flower
게
for my
아니야.
sake. It was only for his own
린튼 그
satisfaction.
스스로를 위한.
아가씨.
I see.
무슨 말을 하는 거야? 오늘만큼 상태가 좋은 날도 나와 함께 바깥에 산책을 가주지
I would like to see
않을래?
which flowers have weathered the
어떤
wintry cold.
꽃들이
아가씨는 그 후로 정말 기운을 차리셨어. 캐서린 아가씨가 다시 활기를 되찾게 되어 지금 생각해보면
She suffered
뭔가
from months
이상했던
upon
것
months.
같긴 해.
How could anyone so suddenly
몇
recover?
달을 힌들리 씨로부터 이 워더링 하이츠를 사버리고
That's when she purchased Wuthering Heights.
이곳에서 본격적으로 집을 나는 두 분이서
I thought the two of
다시
them had
워더링
intended to
하이츠로 돌아가서
return.
사시려나 보다
So, yeah,
싶었어.
so, they never gave me a
궁금해서
straight answer.
나도 알고 싶었어.
편지는 편지를 보낸 적이 있었어. 이곳에 입사하고부터 봉투에 내 이름을 써놓진 않았. 그냥
글쎄, 그 고집은 아무도 꺾을 수가 없을 거야. 아무도.
That's very interesting.
가서 할 수 있는
Another
건 다
two-way
해보고 오라고.
combat.
벤다면
저거다 한
사활을
주먹거리도 안
건다.
되는 놈들이니까.
아름다운 것. 그렇지 않은 것.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit lost.
옛날에 조직에서 싸울 때도 눈에 바로 적을 다 밀어버리는 놈이 있었지.
Her entire character is kind of a mystery. I think that's the idea. I'm just trying to figure out what she's thinking. but I don't know if we're supposed to know yet.
팔 하나 가져간다.
It is a little strange.
뭐야?
청원 불경.
파이팅이다.
살을 베어내고
에이, 저것들 너덜너덜하잖아. 일단 정신 못 차리는 놈 대가리부터 뭉개.
Ooh, big damage.
이런 건 몽둥이가 약이지.
꿈을 꾸라.
육참 뼈를 깎는다.
흐트러지게.
그래. 결국 마지막까지 서 있는 놈이 이기는 거라니까.
I'm not really.
아픈 거 생각하지 말고 저 새끼 죽은 다음만 생각해.
영원한 참으로.
공격이 더 매서워지거든.
Golden flower. I don't. That's the thing I'm thinking about the most is the golden flower, bro. There's no way he left her like a golden bow. How the hell would he even get it? But it would kind of explain how she magically seemed to heal so quickly. I do not doubt that the golden bow would be able to do that. But that's a little bit strange. And it would also explain how she got the golden bow in the first place. But it's not really a flower, though. I don't know, this is like hella weird.
결국 마지막까지 서 있는 놈이 이기는 거라니까.
흉터의 결과야.
잘 들어. 아픈 거 생각하지 말고 저 새끼 죽은 다음 혼자서 뭘 어떻게 한 거야? 야, 좀 그런 거 보자. 나도.
흉터의 결과야.
That's the first time I've ever seen Ryoshi reuse a coin. She did it last fight too. I mean, you know, it's not unheard of.
전투 응대는 성공적이었다. 나쁘지 않은 움직임이었어.
I think. Why no BL Donna support? I don't even remember what she does. Literally, I don't remember what she does. I know this one gives you slash damage though. High speed deals slash damage. It's not impossible. I literally don't remember what the passive is. Least poise gain 1 more poise potency when gaining poise potency. Yeah, I mean that could be pretty good. She usually kills things too fast. I could believe it.
일찍 오셨네요.
Anyways, it would appear we're out of ink for now. We have been playing Sword for 2.5 hours. I think we could take a little break, you know. I'm going to go get a snack first before I decide what to do, though. So I will be back in like 5 minutes. You guys better behave yourselves, and then we'll figure out what to do next.
누구나 생각을 정리할 시간은 필요한 거겠죠.
그렇구나. 생각을 정리할 시간은 필요한 거겠죠.
Hey guys, I'm back. I hope everyone's Oh, looks like we have some cheeky dissenters in the chat. That's weird. You're lucky I'm generous. I'll forgive you this once. Guys, I just realized for all the 3 people who play Hearthstone, I forgot to do the Tavern Brawl, so we're gonna do that while I eat. Thank you for understanding. Let me just open the game and stuff, you know. I don't know what the Tavern Brawl is this week, so we're gonna have to do this together.
There you are. Have a look at the latest toys in the workshop.
Let me resize my window, please. Resolution. Resolution 1920 by 1080. Hit that stream. Where is it? Bro. There it is. Wakey wakey. There it is. Guys, the Tavern Brawl is up. I almost forgot to do it. What should I play? I mean, the only class I play is Warlock, so we're gonna play Warlock. What is it? You have 12 seconds to take your turns? Alright. I know the perfect Warlock deck for this. Seems like you need to be incredibly brainless. I know exactly the perfect brainless Warlock deck to play that will probably win. Alright. 2 of these, 2 of these, 2 of these, 2 of these. I have golden ones. I don't think I need Drain Soul. 2 of you. No. Dark Alley Pact. Netheron. I don't think I need Soul Rend. Reform is good. 2 Table Flip. Then what are we looking at? 2 Rats, 2 Neophytes. And then the big guys. Where are they? 2 Giants. Where's Knoll? 2 Knolls. Battle Master. And then we need 1 card. I don't know. Pick, I know nothing. Pick something that spams something. Well, this strategy is pretty effective at spamming, so you're in luck. Give me, like, ETC, I guess. Oops. Then we can get some even cost cards in here. Like Ashen Elemental's good. Ashen Elemental's good. We could do like Curse of Agony. Where's Curse of Agony? Curse of Agony is decent. Although no one is playing Reno. Like in 12-second turns, no one's playing Reno. I don't think Curse of Agony is good. Like, who the hell's playing a control deck? We'll play, like, Glacial Shard and... I need another, like, anti-aggro card in here. Actually, not really. Honestly, not... Curse of Agony is okay. Let's just be done with this deck, I think. Looks kind of good enough to me, I think. Hopefully I didn't forget anything. I would play Symphony, but it's so slow. And even Warlock, I just want to win by like turn 6 or 7, so... Symphony is way too slow. And I would have to put it in ETC because I can't put it in the main deck. That's like 9 mana, that's like never happening. Toss this. I think the rest is okay. This Akugori and Servant of Darkness is kicking my ass. Dude, Akugori is such a piece of shit. I actually hate that guy. Whoever made him needs to be fired. Like, I mean, he's a good enemy because he's annoying, but holy fuck, that he sucks.
We have turned our curse into our strength.
Alright. We're playing Shaman. Is it like Totem Shaman? It's not even Shaman, which is surprising. I thought it would be Totem, or yeah, Totem Even Shaman or something. What the fuck are we playing here, bro? I put my food in the oven. I'm roasting potatoes. That's fire. We are playing Chaotic Tendril Shaman. Fascinating.
There is little time.
Bro, what? Shutter block? Yeah, he's on block for sure. If your walls are getting destroyed by Akugori, like if he's one-tapping them, then yeah, I don't think it's a stage for you at the moment, bro. I'm gonna be honest. Like, you know, just for now.
There's little time.
This Defile is gonna cook this guy so fucking hard. Does that even... That hits me for 2? Arson Accusation's a good draw here. I don't have a 3. Do it like this. There's a 3. Stupid. I would expect you to use Nemzi for Warlock. Okay, I have Nemzi. This deck is random portraits. I had Nemzi when she came out though, like as a Fireside Gathering exclusive card or portrait. I was flexing on everyone, bro. This is, the fuck secret. Huh?
There's little time.
Wow, bro, you lived. Amazing. Summon a spider with stealth. That's wonderful, bro. I didn't attack with Molten Giant. Oh my. Oops. I misclicked. Unless I did I? I could have sworn I did.
There's little time.
Oh well. If I'm dead from hand, I'm dead from hand. Moltusi Giant didn't attack. I mean, it's looking pretty good for me anyway here. Yep. See ya, bozo. Easy peasy. Thanks for the pack. Second greedy partner, I guess. That's good. Fairy Tale Forest? Sure, bro. Yeah. Amazing. Alright, that's enough Hearthstone for now. What do we want to do? You know what we could do, actually? Hold on. We use the same card back? Dude, that card back is so old. It's from, like, October 2016 or something. We could watch Esgu. Oh, yeah. Yo, you're gonna love this. Hold on. Window cap. Esgu. Oh, yeah. What are these? Did I check Hades 2? I heard it's out, but I don't know anything about it. I played Hades 1 like a shit ton, though. Like, a lot. Like, I bought it on release because, the studio who makes it, what is it? Supergiant? Or whatever? That's their name, right? It's Supergiant. They made a previous game that I really liked, and their art style is just so crazy. Yeah, it's Supergiant. The developer was so goated. What was the other one they made? Transistor. And Bastion is also good, I've heard, but I don't have Bastion. But it's like Transistor was fire, so of course I bought Hades. And it was extremely good. Obviously.
IDs, support IDs, whatever.
Okay, oops. The worst team. Crank this. Put my speed up a little.
This was not a thing in Railway 2, and also different was the team size.
Movie time.
A downgrade from 7 IDs to 6. This meant that no matter what I did, my team had to be different going in. The transition from Mobius to Orange Road Clock thing, God, its name is hard to remember, also removed team buffs, skill deck carryover, and enemy debuffs, making this a much more vanilla Limbus Company experience, and when you are using the worst...
Did I hear about Slay the Spire 2? I did. Obviously, I'm gonna play that a lot, too. I'll probably play it a lot on stream. Why not? But I did hear about it, bro. I was talking about it. I was like, dude, there's no way Slay the Spire 2 is going to get announced and then also released before Silk Song comes out. That's so fucked. It's really funny though.
Not having gimmicks to try and bend to your favor sucks. So I had to make several choices before even attempting this challenge. Most notable of all being, do I swap out my team to make the worst team for each segment, or just make one team that is bad?
I was thinking about that. I thought he was going to, I think it would be more interesting if he changed his team into something equally bad for like each segment. That would be interesting.
All of the Railway. And also by team, did I mean all 12 sinners, since unique to Railway 3, continuing after your first team dies is a viable strategy, allowing me to effectively double my team size. And while that would have been well within my right, I quickly dismissed the idea. When I say this, I mean no disrespect to other challenge runners out there, but having a full team of 12 sinners, it makes a huge difference. And not allowing myself wiggle room by limiting myself to only 6 IDs felt more in line with the spirit of the challenge. So that is established. Only 6 IDs may be used, no continuing after death. The rules from the previous challenge also mostly applied.
State of Silk Song is a really sad thing. Don't even speak the name Silk Song, you made me sad. Oh, sorry guys. Sorry.
Worst team means running the worst supportive passives possible. And this time, I made it even worse. You see, during the Railway 2 challenge, I skimped out a little bit. This was my full team, and very knowledgeable players will recognize that one of the IDs not being fielded is not the worst ID for their support passive. And that's Heathcliff. I chose to run Endcliff on the bench since, well, his support passive does nothing, which is technically not having effect on my team, and that is bad, but I did, very deliberately, mind you, ignore Sunshower Heathcliff, since his support passive, Ragged Umbrella, makes the ally with the least SP lose 10 SP when hit by an attack for a measly 1 blunt damage up next turn.
This
is probably one of the worst support passives in the entire game, and thank God it specifies once per turn, since this could otherwise corrode you in an instant, but 10 SP loss on a team that is bad and can't really clash is borderline devastating. So, with this pretty key addition in mind, I eventually, very reluctantly, decided I was also going to make the worst team possible for each of the 3 segments in Railway 3, including Spiral of Contempt, to the best of my ability, because this posed an interesting challenge before the challenge even began.
Okay, so he is changing the team. Okay.
I had to semi-mathematically infer what IDs would be the worst possible for each segment by looking at the 3 fights within those segments, and specifically looking at the resistances the enemies had, the damage types they dealt, and also just other factors like how bad my own rolls were on those IDs, then tailor my team so that they would get categorically fucked over as much as possible to justify the challenge's namesake. So let me take you through my team building thought process relatively quickly for segment 1. Segment 1 has 3 fights, just like every other proper segment in the Railway. Starting with Whale of the Porous Hand Mermaids, then a wave of Whale of 1,000 Strands Mermaids into Dream Devouring Silt Current, and then Drenched Gossipium.
Yep.
Now, in order to make a worse team for this segment, I immediately disregarded the Porous Hand Mermaids, since they were going to be a joke no matter what IDs I brought. Silt Current and Gossipium, though, were 2 fights I was pretty scared of, especially back-to-back, so of course I...
Silt Current, if you don't have a good team for Silt Current, it kind of fucks you really hard. To be honest, I hardly remember the Gossipium fight because it just gets bursted so fast if you're on a good team. But I know that Silk Current, if that fight goes on, like, kind of long, that thing can absolutely just, like, one bad turn kind of can just completely kill your entire run. Like, it's so annoying. And it does an insane amount of damage, too.
I had to make them as difficult as possible. Sealed Current is pretty unique in terms of damage type resistances, since it doesn't have one that it resists, or even endures. The only damage type that's even slightly effective against it is Pierce, where the Fluorescence is weak to it, which, inconveniently enough, all of the Mermaid-type enemies are also Pierce weak, so, perfect. As little Pierce as possible. Great. The sin affinities that are bad against Silt Current are Gloom, Lust, and Gluttony, so having as many of those as possible is encouraged, as well as not having any Envy.
Paralyzed though, feels like broken ankles.
As I was
it literally
more worried about this fight.
Especially in Mirror Dungeon. Like, if you're on last floor Mirror Dungeon and you get Silk Current, the amount of, like, clashing that it has on the, what's it called, Blind Obsession, like, the skill that one-shots everyone, basically, in the game, that skill clashes for an absurd amount of damage, and even though it's only, like, 1 paralyze or whatever, egos are only 1 coin, so, like, you have to have really, really specific high minus coin egos. It's, like, it's so annoying.
fight at a first glance due to it putting me on a timer. In fact, on my first Railway 3 run-through, I barely focused on the actual fight since I was just scared thinking about how I was going to beat it with the worst team possible. It doesn't help that Gossipium resists Blunt, is slash weak, and resists Lust to an absurd degree, as well as Gluttony. Now, Wrath and Pride are strong against it, which are pretty common sins on the majority of the truly bad IDs, but as soon as I read that it was Blunt resistant, my heart sank. Since I always had a vague template of my worst team in mind due to the Railway 2 challenge, yeah, I could easily manage to have a lot of Blunt attacks on my team this time too. Also important to note, Evade is really good in this Railway on the whole, but especially on Gossipium, so I would be limiting that as much as would be reasonable, but I still placed emphasis on the actual ID being bad, rather than just do they not have an Evade. So you get an idea of what I had to do, but there's something very important I still haven't told you yet, and this is not something that's just spoiled in the title. So, you see, I make the horrible daily mistake of reading my YouTube comments, and a lot of the criticism I saw from the Railway 2 video was that I was basically never in danger due to having Pursuance Merceau and...
Okay, bro, YouTube comments...
You see, I make the horrible daily mistake of reading my YouTube comments, and a lot of the criticism I saw from the Railway 2 video was that I was basically never...
Bro, YouTube commenters are, like, so... unique. You know, interesting, I'll say. Perfectly content to backseat at every possible opportunity, but they never want to put themselves into the line of fire when anything happens. Very strange behavior from them, but you know, I mean, it is who it is.
In danger due to having Pursuance Merceau and Fluid Sac, even if it was a limited amount. Now look, I get it. You want challenges to be hard, and my conclusion to that video saying any team can do this Railway with X overpowered ego isn't really breaking news, and that is a fair criticism. So let's get rid of all of them.
No
What's
egos.
Them in this context?
No
well,
egos.
just all of the he and vow ego were banned for this run.
Oh.
Straight up. Now, your mind might be running through all of the ego that
behavior.
eliminates, but let me just help you get an idea. The only Zayn and Teth level healing ego are on screen. Dawn's base ego, Gregor's base ego, by technicality, both of the Effervescent Corrosion ego, Soda Hong Lu, Impending Day, Lifetime Stu Sinclair, and Lantern Gregor. Now, out of those, question for the class, remind me, which ones have potential to heal the team and not just the one who is using it?
I think, okay, Soup Sinclair can, Soda Hong Lu can, I don't know what Rojas does. I think those are the only two that I can think of. I think Impending Day only heals himself.
And we all know a Hong Lu ID isn't gonna be...
Okay, well, never mind. Apparently Impending Day can heal his allies. You know? That's news to me.
On a worst possible team, so... Oh, God. That was basically my reaction.
Yeah, I guess it's soup maxing.
I can't describe to you the utter dread, the fear that overtook me once I committed to Zayn and Teth ego only, and I realized my only two options for team healing both fought for the same slot, and then I also realized I had to use Lifetime Stu Sinclair to actually complete this challenge.
Yep.
Oh, and before you ask about the whole Zayn and Teth ego thing, I know we haven't talked about the actual team quite yet, but regret was never a consideration. It is banned, obviously.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
So,
I mean, clearly this video was made
was the
before.
team I decided.
The video was made before Wingbeat released. I'm sure that would have been banned too. So fast. Obviously.
On for segment 1 of Railway 3. First up was Base Faust, making a triumphant return as a blunt ID providing mediocre debuffs, and a Gluttony Pierce skill 3 that was going to be extremely resisted by both threats in this segment, and has a role that's about equivalent to the percentage of people watching my content who are subscribed, which
Wingbeat
is to say, way too low.
Oh,
Base
yeah,
Merceau
you're
also
right,
made a reappearance,
My bad,
who is
I
another
forgot.
blunt ID.
It's
with
the
worst...
red shoes is Tet tier, isn't it? I got them mixed up. I'm pretty sure the red shoes one is the Tet tier ego.
Possible offense level on ID with -3, and an even worse speed range of 2 to 3. Oh yeah, did I mention Faust is slow as shit too? Yep, we're doing this again. Sloshing Ishmael, who
Red
surely
shoes
needs no
is
introduction.
Bob tier. Bro, am I gaslighting myself? That's crazy. Why is it why? Why is it like that though? Where is it? Did they not update the damn Pink shoes is the Tet one? I mean, I had an idea about that. Bro, it's not even on the damn website. Oh my god. Yo, whatever happened to What was that other wiki that I like used to use, but I stopped using it? Oh, Dust Loop. Whatever happened to Dust Loop? Is it still gone? Is it still dead? They still don't have Rhino Mercil? My apologies. I think Dust Loop is extremely dead, guys.
But she's another blunt ID with mediocre skills, and yes, I do use a support Slosh Mill. My own Slosh Mill is relegated to stay at up type 1 until the universe implodes, so you will see her equipped with Order Blossom Star and Blight Obsession, but I never use those ego during the run. Our first new entrant is Vi Sinclair, who is another blunt ID, who has the worst skill 2 probably in all of Limbus Company. Seriously, his rolls are absolutely terrible. On top of having a pathetic 2 to 4 speed range, low coins, only half decent protection effects, and some truly awful ego. Branch of Knowledge and Lifetime Stew, two very key players in this railway, being as miserable as possible, and also begrudgingly to Lifetime Stew's credit, making it possible at all. Breaking up the pace a little bit, I know I talked about Lifetime Stew before as if it was the second coming of Satan, and let me just take a moment here to talk about Lifetime Stew and justify my concerns, since it really is a character in its own for this challenge. Well, more like a necessary villain I trust everyone will come to hate, just as I have. Now, if you are for some reason Lifetime Stew's biggest stan, I need you to sit down for a moment, as I will only be talking about this ego as a source of healing, as that was the only practical application
I hate this Branch of Knowledge slander. Bro, what is that ego good for? Like, literally. Oh, but it applies 10 Rupture. Oh, but you're forgetting about how it applies just so much Rupture. Dude, so worth. You're right. You got me.
During my run. For all of its faults, Lifetime Stew is at least a very unique ego in how it works, having 7 attack weight and being indiscriminate on awakening, meaning it can always hit your allies, and if it does hit an ally, it does 0 damage on hit. This has 2 different effects depending on if it hits heads or tails. The heads hit effect is the one I wanted every time, without exception. This would heal allies by 10% of the user's max HP, and since I was oh so lucky and blessed enough to be using Vi Sinclair, this was going to be going off of his 210 max HP at level 40, which, yes, like in the previous challenge, I am using maxed units up type 4, level 40, across the board for fielded IDs. Now, last I checked, 10% of 210 is 21, so 21 healing to all allies this hits, which is respectable enough healing, but this also created a similar problem to what I had with Merceau in Railway 2, since Vi Sinclair could never heal himself. Further issues show up if you hit tails, since this inflicts 7 burn to all who are hit, including allies. While this does not deal any Lust Blunt damage, it does deal 7 burn damage. Yeah. Then it gives 2 haste and ego resource amp next turn. Look, these 2 effects are good. Speed is a problem for the IDs I've mentioned, and even for those I have yet to mention.
I forgot that and
ego resource amp is
gives haste in the first place.
I
Like,
guess.
I literally forgot.
The problem is that when I'm trying to
I
heal
did not
my
know
team,
it gave haste.
not healing them
I've never
at
used
all,
it.
and instead just dealing 7 more damage to them, is a genuinely, bafflingly demoralizing act. The issues with this ego during this run are so numerous, I literally cannot talk about them all right here, since some of them are relevant for later segments. So I'll be having Soup segments, patent pending, spread throughout these videos. Whenever something terrible about Soup Sinclair comes up, I'll be talking about it then, but for now I'll point out one of the more obvious shitty things.
I'm just glad, he's finally giving me a shout out. Like, it's about time, bro. When's my collab? Guys, I'm still waiting for my collab, my Escu collab. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I don't think Soup Sinclair is a good ego or anything, but, like, I'm just saying. He's giving me a call out. Like, thanks for the shout out, man. Hey.
Things. This ego cannot clash. And I don't just mean numbers-wise. I mean, it won't clash. You see, this ego targets the units with the least HP, which against abnormalities that have 1000 plus health, yeah, this will be targeting my teammates primarily for 95% of the fight.
Yep.
This means that even if its pathetic 10 roll could win a clash to potentially gain Sandy from clash wins, I couldn't. But I seriously need to stop talking about this ego for now. It'll come up an unhealthy amount as it is. So let's bring in the next worst ID, Zwyrodian, who is another one returning from Railway 2, who is, and say it with me, another blunt ID.
Yep.
Now, I praised Zwyrodian in Railway 2, since she was actually pretty damn good there. This will not be the case here, and she's one of the biggest misconceptions I have seen people ask me about, saying if she's too good for the challenge because she was good in Railway 2 and was my top damage dealer. Now, to dispel this statement, Poise Boost and Gloom Boost...
Top damage dealer? She surely must be too good. What the fuck do you mean, bro? Dude, just because there's gotta be someone who's the top damage dealer in the team. Like, that's just how it works. Unless everyone deals 0 damage, guys. What do you mean? Oh, she's too good because she dealt the most damage. Bro, someone's gotta. Who the fuck? Someone is going to? What do you mean?
Were present in Railway 2, buffing her ramp time and her damage. These are not in Railway 3. This means I have to properly ramp up my shield, which could take a long time when Eagle has to be used interspersed, and more importantly, this skill 3 is a dead skill most times and is Blunt Gloom, meaning it is pretty terrible against both bosses. And another thing you might be wondering is, why didn't I mention Rhymeshank being banned alongside Regret? I specifically banned it in Railway 2, so why not here? Well, that's for a few reasons. Firstly, if I get enough resources to use Rhymeshank, I am not going to stop myself.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I don't even know if you have good ego resource production to use Rhymeshank that well, and there's, like, no syncing synergy in the entire team anyway. I don't think it actually matters that much if he's allowed to use it or not. It's a good ego, I guess, on Awakening. It's not bad. It rolls kind of well, but, like, it's expensive. If you're not trying to use it for a Gloom setup specifically, it's kind of tough.
A strong ego? Very much so. Does it break the whole worst ID gimmick like Regret does with Merceau? No, not even close. Regret changes Merceau as a character, Rhymeshank is just a strong ego. And secondly, well, let's first talk about the last ID on the team, which is BL Otis, who, while she does have some decent damage-type matchups, she is kind of a default inclusion, and don't let Blade Lady and Merceau gaslight you, this ID is ass. But with that said, what does BL Otis being on the team have to do with Rhymeshank? I mean, we actually have a lot of Gloom across the board, that's the majority of its cost, so,
the Envy?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. You will not find a speck of Envy on this team, meaning, at least for Segment 1, no Rhymeshank, no Chains of Others, no Hexnail, etc., etc. Ironically enough, this was almost a good thing, considering Suncliff's passive will be a non-factor for this segment of the run.
That's actually true.
Don't worry, Part 2 we'll talk about it. And oh boy, will we talk about it. So instead, Effervescent Corrosion was used on Zwei Rodian, and while we are at it, here are all of the ego I'm allowed to use on these IDs, with the ones I actually used being highlighted. This also means that Mariachi Sinclair and Chef Gregor were both lost in the transition from Railway 2 to Railway 3, but don't worry, Chef will get his time in the spotlight far later, but still.
Oh boy.
Mariachi, however, man, despite what the roles may tell you, Zwei Sinclair is genuinely so much worse to use during this challenge, so 07's Mariachi Sinclair, you were dearly, dearly missed during this run, you will not be seeing him.
Oh well.
There's just one last aspect to address, and that's the supportive passives, which were Diachi Sang, Endon, LCCB Ryoshu, Liu Hong Lu, Sun Shower Heathcliff, and Rose Spanner Gregor, who were all completely useless during this segment. Even if Rose Spanner Gregor could have technically activated with Slosh Mill Skill 3 specifically, it never did, and yes, I know I should have used Pirate Gregor, but it just kind of slipped my mind. But now, after just around 19 minutes, thank you for being patient with my preamble, by the way. This was important to cover, I promise, but I need to get into the fights. Unlike Railway 2, where I only recorded Cycle 4, I recorded almost every single attempt of these fights, except when I'm just restarting mindlessly, and hey, I even have some of that. So you get the honor of watching my super slow-ass, carefully Limbus gaming while I talk about the horror of these fights, and at the end of each segment, within the segments, I'll be giving my thoughts on those fights as a whole, since I skipped out on doing that during my guide to Railway 3, so strap in. You still have a lot of video to get through.
How much
Welcome to the Scenic Limbus Boat, where the first stop of this challenge...
Should we just skip this part? I mean, yeah, it would be disrespectful to skip. But, like, I have literally no comment on the first stage. Like, the first stage is just boring.
Awaited me. Now, full transparency here, what you are seeing on screen was technically my second run of this challenge. Since I was actually so worried this challenge would be immediately impossible, I went in with level 35 IDs about 3 days before actually doing the challenge, and attempted both this fight and Silt Current, just to get a feel for them and if it would be feasible to complete them at all. So I already had a general idea of what I needed for the Silt Current fight, and since there really isn't much to say about the mermaids besides being a setting up point, it's here that I should talk about one of the more significant rule changes from the Railway 2 video that I've not already mentioned. You may have noticed I didn't specify if grinding/stalling for ego resources was allowed in this challenge, when I explicitly stated it wasn't in Railway 2. Well, that's because that rule was kind of unnecessary in Railway 2 as a whole, considering there were so many fights, but it's also absolutely allowed this time around. Looking at my team, there are definitely some resources that are lacking.
Yeah,
namely, Gluttony and Lust.
Yep.
I would say Envy is lacking too, but it's just not there. So that doesn't really count. Looking at my ego available, both Gluttony and Lust are used in Lifetime Stew, which will be my only way of healing mid-battle, and Gluttony is also needed for Sun Shower Otis, which is a vital ego for Silt Current. So really, the hardest part of this fight was stalling enough to where I didn't take too much damage and didn't have to use any ego. All the while, squeezing as much Lust out of Otis as Okay, you know what, I'm gonna change my phrasing on that. While acquiring as many Lust ego resources as possible from Blade Lineage Otis's Skill 2, Acupuncture, which was my only source of Lust, and also getting Gluttony from Base Faust and Sloshmill's Skill 3s. So while this was technically my second run, it was still early on in the challenge, and admittedly, while I wasn't overconfident per se, I was excited, I guess, and I was riding the high of having done this challenge in Railway 2. I was confident I knew everything I needed to know about my team, and I thought I would be prepared for what was coming. Since, I spent so much time with a team that was very similar to this one, and while that was partially true, I did know what I was getting into, I also didn't. Pastescu really had no idea just how bad this challenge would get compared to Railway 2. But I still knew one thing, and that was that I was going to do whatever it took to beat this challenge, while still hopefully staying within the confines of my rules, even though I knew that there was a really tricky fight that might bend that, so I grinded for a pretty decent amount of time until I thought I had enough resources for me to get by, and then I moved on.
Wasn't this vid released during the height of Hag Otis hype? Hag Otis? Is that, what, Freischütz Otis? Or is that a different one? I don't even know, bro. March 10th? When the fuck was that? That was, like, so long ago, man.
But before I do that, I almost forgot. Since you all seem to love him so much...
Chief Butler Otis? Otis has a Butler skin?
In the first videos, the Painometer is making his grand return now, who, as a reminder, is directly linked to my brain cell and can transmit the amount of pain felt during an encounter as a quantifiable number. As a point of reference for this run, a 5 on the Painometer this time is about equal to a 10 on the Painometer last time, meaning Drifting Fox Cycle 3 and Steam Machine would fall at around a 4.5 and a 5, respectively.
Oh my god, bro, this is gonna be horrible. The Painometer got scaled by half? Jesus, nah, this is so fucked. Dude, the Steam Machine is 4.5 on the new Painometer? This is over. It's over.
Yes, that is how much worse this challenge is than Railway 2. Poor Sand Mermaids, though, I mean, come on, like a 1.5, a 2. The only possible issue I could have had was unlucky speed ranges, and frankly, I was so used to that by now that the real issue was being bored with stalling for resources, since, yeah, that's just incredibly boring. In terms of the fight itself, fun fact, I guess, I think this is the worst fight in Railway 3, as in it shouldn't be in Railway 3.
Yeah.
It's not hard. The mermaids aren't a particularly interesting enemy, and even using the worst team didn't really change.
Wait, it's got turn 23? Oh my god, bro.
Opinion on if they are a fun fight or not, since the answer is a pretty easy and succinct no. If you ask me, this should have just been 519 again, with 4 waves of mermaids, but maybe that would have just made the problem worse. Regardless, it's a pretty inoffensive filler fights before the actual tough fights begin. To no one's surprise, Node 2 posed a much bigger threat than Node 1 by a factor of about 1 billion. Looking at all of the fights in Railway 3, before I even attempted it, I had an idea of the potential run enders, all of which are marked on screen now. This is a pretty reasonable list, and I think anybody would come to this conclusion, but looking at Segment 1, having 2 potential run enders, an idea of the potential run enders, all of which are marked on screen.
Yeah, okay, Silk Current I can agree. Gasipium, I still don't really know how it works that well, because it died so fast. Ardor Blossom Moth, I remember on my run, dude, on my run, the Ardor Moth fucked me for like an hour. Like, this boss, I mean, okay, my team was kind of suboptimal because I was playing blind, and, like, I was playing very, very fast and loose. So, you know, my IDs were, like, in a pretty bad spot by the time we got there. But, like, dude, this boss actually fucked me so hard. And then also, I mean, yeah, both of the Ahabs, for sure.
Now,
Ahab 1 is probably much
This is a pretty reasonable list, and I think anybody would come to this conclusion, but looking at Segment 1, having 2 potential run-ending fights back-to-back was really bad, especially early on. Since my health and sanity from the previous fight would carry over to the next, this meant that Silk Current, while terrifying on its own, also needed to be beaten with relative to high confidence, and by that I mean a good stock of resources and sanity. This
Amazing.
is a scary concept, since a lot of people who do railway struggle normally on this fight. So what chance did I have using a very not normal team? Well, compared to the average player, it's easy to say that I have no advantages, but I do have one.
Brain.
I can read.
Oh yeah,
it's
brain,
silly to say,
baby.
but making guides on these fights worked to help form a basis for my strategy on how I would take them down using whatever worst team I came up with, and this was before I was even sure I was going to do this challenge. And it meant I was actually forced to know most of the relevant mechanics, since I had to relay them all to you.
True.
With that said, there were still some mechanics that would end up surprising me in a lot of the fights, since some only show up under specific circumstances, but I'm getting off track. And the first wave of mermaids in this fight are actually important to talk about, kind of. While it's probably natural to assume that this was the same deal as the porous hand mermaids, it was actually quite different simply because silt currents would be immediately after them. This meant that while I would stall for resources slightly, the most important thing was going into silt current as topped up on health and sanity as was feasible. And being topped up on health would mean using... And this led to my first documented usage of Lifetime Stew to try and heal during this challenge, and yeah, that's about on brand. A few things to note here. I cannot use Lifetime Stew early on into this wave encounter. The Whale of 1,000 Strand Mermaids only have 124 max HP, and there are 6 of them, meaning even at full health, they have the least HP on the field, and my 7 attack weights meant I could only heal one of my allies if all 6 of them were alive. I was slightly more bruised and battered from the porous hand mermaids than I really should have accepted at the time, but it was early on, and I absolutely felt I needed to use one Lifetime Stew before meeting the big fish because of this semi-blunder. The plan was to use Lifetime Stew when there was only 1 or 2 mermaids left, hit heads, and then have one of my allies kill the mermaids after Sinclair has fired off Soup. 1,000 Strand Mermaids are level 40, and would normally give sanity on kill, so killing them with Soup would be ideal because that's 10 sanity, but they actually cancel that out by reducing sanity by 10 to the enemy that hit them last, so I needed to take advantage of these sanity.
I actually did, dude, I did not know, like, any of this. Bro, I'm just a fucking meta slave. Like, I did not know half of these things.
The spread that higher level enemies gave to the whole team.
They drained your sanity when they died.
This was a smaller bonus of only 5
That's
sanity,
crazy.
which would fully refund the 15 from using Lifetime Stew, but Zwei Sinclair's sanity and health are of the utmost priority, so any amount I can take, I would get. His health is not renewable, and his sanity directly ties into how reliable my renewable health on any other ID is. I know that is overly complicated for just the mermaids, but it's honestly part of what made this challenge fun. Having to optimize all of these small benefits that most players never have the displeasure of having to worry about, it's a special kind of satisfaction.
Shame.
But
no
now,
shame in that.
Silt current. I shouldn't have to explain the slew of problems this fight poses, but I'll briefly talk about them in case you haven't fought this guy yet or don't play the game. Stupid, dumb, cool whale guy will set up his LED light show on turn 1 of the encounter. The LED lights are so bright that they inflict paralyze to all of my IDs, making their coins unable to have coin power based on the count. So their rolls are even more crippled than they are by default. On that same turn, he's also going to use Blind Obsession, which is a very fair and balanced skill.
Yup. Dude, this skill is so stupid combined with Paralyze. Combined with Paralyze specifically, this skill is so ass because Paralyze completely neuters like 2/3 of the ego in the game. So you're trying to clash against this thing and you get paralyzed at the start of turn. It's just so interactive. Like, oh my god.
For me to try and clash against.
And
by that, I mean I literally only have one option that works consistently, and that is Sunshower Otis, since it has a floor of 26. It can outroll Blind Obsession and deal some pretty decent damage too, except, well, that LED light show he puts on also trips me up in the wires and inflicts me with 1 bind.
Awesome.
This is problematic.
Awesome.
If you remember from the Railway 2 run, I learned about halfway through that bind is super useful for my slow-ass team, since even if I roll a 2, which is the lowest possible natural roll of speed an ID can have, it doesn't matter, so long as the enemy is rolling a 1. I would always use one of my 2 Ishmael Ego to inflict bind onto Silt Current the previous turn to make sure he is rolling a 1 with a skill slot using Blind Obsession. Roseate Desire was strongly preferred due to its passive, but I'll talk more about that ego on the next fight. The issue was, even if the enemy had 1 speed, that didn't matter if I also had 1 speed. This meant my tried and true strategy of binding every big enemy I see wasn't consistent on this fight, which really, really hurt. This meant I had to use my backup option, and thank God Rodian actually rolled decently on her speed on the successful attempt, since Effervescent Corrosion was my backup in case something went wrong. Though its floor is far lower than Sunshower Otis's, it can work with a little bit of RNG, which I ended up just barely getting.
I'm pretty sure that it just needs to not hit literally all heads, and you're good, I think.
On this attempt. Effervescent Corrosion is also responsible for the massive amount of tremor count on Silt Current, which was neat, and it also worked to convert 2 Sloth, Gloom, and Pride, resources I had an abundance of, and turn it into a Gluttony, a resource I severely lacked. During segment 1, I would use this ego a lot since Gluttony was so scarce, and it felt pretty good to actually take advantage of this pretty unique ego quirk. Effervescent Corrosion was also great since it was the best AoE option I would get, outside of Lifetime Stew, which using that for damage would be downright...
Inflict Bind. Target does 50% health. Dude, I'm still reading this like I've never used this in my life. Tremor and Tremor... I mean, it's a lot of Tremor, though.
Idiotic. Effervescent Corrosion gains more attack weight when the enemy has X plus health percentage. For these big abnormalities, I would often have a 4 attack weight skill, and this helped to deal damage to the Flotsam. Breaking a Flotsam as often as possible was critical, since if a Flotsam was not broken, Blind Obsession would be used against me again the next turn, which was just an X factor I did not want to do. Now, the first of many mechanics I forgot existed about fights that actually came up and were relevant for my team. How many of you remembered that Flotsam don't take damage from attacks that deal less than 12 damage? Look, my attacks were already pitiful by default.
I actually do. I actually did remember that, but it almost never comes up. You just use an AoE ego and they instantly get one shot, pretty much.
Via sinking, and the 1 paralyzed, meaning my first coins were worthless, breaking Flotsams became a heavy commitment, usually requiring maybe a single attack from a good ID, took multiple hits from my team. Or precious resources spent on my few AoE ego. Since Representation Emitter took Gluttony, Effervescent Corrosion was by far my best option to hit the Flotsam with, and it clashed pretty well. Also, that tremor you see on Silt Current's body and fluorescence, that's not just for show. That mattered. Looking at my team at a glance, there is no clear through line, except for Tremor. Now, back in Railway 2, I lamented over how I could not use Tremor, due to Sloshmo's skill 3 reducing count by a million. I don't know, I can't remember. Except now, Effervescent Corrosion actually...
Trigger Tremor Burst, reduce Tremor count by 10? I thought it was like 5 or something. That's so bad.
Just barely counteracts the damage done by Sloshmo, and Zwei Sinclair does have a respectable amount of potency on that skill 2, even if I lose the Clash, alongside Merceau's easy access to a free Tremor Burst on the skill 2. This meant that once I got into a rhythm of breaking Flotsam and taking, admittedly, risky clashes due to lowered sanity, I eventually got his Fluorescence to break, which breaks the fight wide open, since it inflicts a paralyze onto him instead of me, gets rid of that pesky 1 bind, and gives me poise, which was actually quite nice for Zmyrodian, and I guess Biolotus too, I forgot she was there. Silt Currents having a self-inflicted paralyze is particularly important, since it allowed some of my worst clashers, or worst clashing skills, to win things they really shouldn't, and regaining sanity became possible due to this, which was going to be necessary for Gossipium. Overall, weirdly, this fight wasn't too bad. A lot of people seem to think that this would be the first major roadblock, if not the end of the run, and they had no way of knowing I would be using
End of the run? Not end of the run. I don't think so. I think end of the run would be like Moth or Ahab, probably. Like, if anything. Obviously, spoilers, he probably wins, but like, I don't know if you could get hard stuck on Silt Current. That's like, I don't think that would happen.
In Teth Ego only. Maybe some of it is that I like the Silt Current fight quite a bit, and I'm glad he's in Railway. But he actually ends up feeling pretty forgettable, and I think that's due to his shockingly low health.
But after the first Blind Obsession, you're kind of good to go. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, in Mirror Dungeon, when I had a run, like, you know, I got bad RNG, I get Silt Current as a boss, usually I just let someone tank, like, I don't even bother clashing it, because again, it's paralyzed, and it rolls for like 40 or some shit, like, I just literally let my least important unit tank Blind Obsession. Obviously, they'll get one shot, but then, like, after that, you're kind of in the clear. So, as long as you kill the Flotsam anyway, which is not hard, because they're super squishy. So, like, yeah, after you're through with the first one, you actually are kind of...
And no damage type resistance, meaning once you know how to play around the gimmick, Silt Current is pretty quickly staggered and dealt with, even with an absolutely abhorrent team, using not all of the possible ego. Also, just like in Railway 2, I'll be saying which ID/ego was the MVP for a given fight here, and it's hard to say. But I think I will go with Effervescent Corrosion, just for being incredibly clutch for me on the winning attempt, and just being a really good ego despite people overlooking it because... Okay, well, I don't blame them for overlooking it, but it is still a good ego. Silt Current took about an hour and a half of attempts before I took it down, and sits at a pretty low 3.5 out of 10 on the Painometer. It's a stressful fight for sure, since one wrong move and your sanity can tank due to sinking, or your health can tank due to dying, but eventually I shit-talk the whale. Easy, boss. Got my ass beat for it a little bit, I probably deserved that, and then was able to move on to Gossipium.
Bye-bye. 51, wow. Big damage.
Hey, since you made it so far into this video, thanks. Seriously, this challenge took a lot of time, and watching to this point means I'm getting a good ROI, and while I usually try to veil my calls to action to subscribe behind bits, this time I have earned a genuine shill. So, subscribe, like the video, do whatever, and if you don't believe I have earned that bold of a plug, welcome to Drenched Gossipium. Now, I know there's not really any suspense on whether I beat these fights or not, so you are aware I got past this. But how long do you think this fight took? No, not turn count. Hours wise. I'll let you stew on that question while I talk about every delightful little factor that made this fight miserable.
Again, I don't really know what this fight does. Apparently, he has unclashable hits and bleed application if you can't kill it quickly. But I have no experience with not killing it quickly. I think I beat it in like 4 turns or something.
First of all, I only have 2 evade IDs to possibly deal with Gossipium's unclashable attacks. Now, the actual damage these deal aren't really the problem, and tanking some of them near the beginning of the fight is okay, but unoptimal, of course. The issue is that these can heal Drenched Gossipium based on the amount of Gossipium debuff I have on me. It doesn't help that Gossipium heals based on the amount of bleed on me too, so if I bleed stacked up, that's just even more healing. The first couple of turns, though, this fight is actually completely fine-ish. It's not like Gossipium actually clashes all that high for now. Now, look, bleed is a problem for any team, since damage is bad no matter how you slice it. But a few of my IDs have a very bad and semi-unique problem when it comes to bleed. Specifically, Zwei Sinclair, Sloshmill, Lotus, and Base Faust. All of these IDs have a single coin skill 1 and a low amount of coins overall. Since bleed ticks whenever a coin is tossed in combat or a clash occurs, I would actually not be able to tick bleed enough on these IDs to shake it off while it was at a manageable potency.
Oh, that's interesting.
Instead, it would somewhat unavoidably just compound on itself.
That's really interesting that he can't get rid of the fucking bleed because his coin values, like the coin numbers, are so low. That's actually that's so funny. And it heals and deals damage based on percentage of bleed you have. That's actually really fucked.
Meaning that theoretically, instead of taking 3 instances of 3 bleed damage, I would take 2 of those instances of damage, and then my bleed potency count would increase before I could reduce it further.
Fucked.
This was exacerbated by the fact that I had to use Ego, which are all single coin skills.
Oh my god.
So I was just never getting the bleed off of me. This meant that, predictably, Drenched Gossipium put me on a timer. And even worse, those easy clashes it provided weren't the case anymore when in the red stained state, since it gained clash power based on the amount of Gossipium I had on me. Now, this would be okay, if it weren't for the fact that it is super not okay. Just like Silk Current, Gossipium thinks it's a fun idea to take after the first boss in the game and inflict 1 bind to my whole team or everyone that has Gossipium.
Dude, I fucking hate this shit, bro. Anything that inflicts bind on my characters can go to hell. Like, I cannot. When my characters are rolling like dog shit speed, I hate it so much. Like, anything that inflicts bind and anything that lowers sanity. I just like having consistency in my gameplay, you know? I like being able to consistently control what's happening. And when I'm like left at the mercy of that RNG, I fucking hate it. I can't. I really can't.
Once again,
it's so annoying.
I imagine almost no one noticed this while fighting Gossipium, and I certainly didn't notice it during my first 2 clears of Railway 2, and also, once again, this caused some serious issues, especially with the unclashable attacks, since I could oftentimes just do nothing. Even worse, when I could do something, I had to sacrifice damage to be evading with BL Otis, or Base Faust, or even guarding just to save HP. I still believe this was ultimately productive, since
Speed control is one of why Crow's Eye View is one of my favorite base egos. Yeah, literally, same. Like, I use it so much, because, like, especially when you're trying to do, like, a nuke turn or something, having good speed is such an insane advantage so that you can send all of your damage exactly where you want without having to worry about clashing or anything, right? Like, all of your guys will go before the enemy gets to attack and stuff like that, so you don't have to worry about anything and you can just focus on your own thing. Like, it's so nice, and Crow's Eye View is ridiculously cheap, so it's like top tier base ego, like literally.
Gossipium could siphon from me could end up getting to a scary level, especially so considering 14 of my 18 skills were blunt, and not out-damaging Gossipium's healing, with my regular skills at least, was a very real problem. Speaking of problems, we aren't done talking about them, not even close. This is more of a universal problem, and believe it or not, it is actually the least problematic in this segment, but aggro. Aggro was an unexpected twist villain in my last run, making some fights way less consistent than they should have been, and luckily this time I have 3 IGs with aggro, allowing some kind of split between them, except Zwei Sinclair. Look, for some reason, they decided to give Zwei Sinclair 10 aggro on his skill.
10? Is that... Is that the most aggro an ID has? I feel like we've had this discussion before, but I think that's gotta be the most, right?
And the worst part is, that is his only usable skill for clashing, meaning ignoring it was stupid on several levels, so it had to be used. If Sloshmal and Zwyrodian were using Ego, or Zwyrodian was using her skill 3, which does not differ aggro, and Sinclair used his skill 3, it's not unfair to say that in any battle, almost every single skill slot would then target him.
I've never seen anything remotely
So what are
close to
Sinclair's
10.
options for clashing against these attacks? Well, I already established Soup is off the table. And his skill 1 and skill 2 suck ass unless you're losing with the skill 1, so if the skill 3 was out of rotation, which it would be if that many attacks were targeting him, there is exactly one option to try and win clashes. Branch of Knowledge.
Great.
Lucky me, Branch of Knowledge clashes very high, at a 29 on heads hit, and a still usable 14 on tails hit. The issues were threefold, however. Number 1, this costs 3 Gluttony.
Is this a react stream? Yeah, we'll call it that instead of content stealing.
A bottleneck resource.
Okay, you know, I played like 2.5 hours of Limbus, bro. Allow me.
2, this costs 20 SP on heads hit. Need I remind you, every single base ego in the game that is single target only costs 10 SP to use. And even the AoE ones restore SP after their usage. Branch of Knowledge tries to lean into Sinclair's lore of being unstable, and instead becomes another one of the main villains of this run, since it was a trump card I was often forced into playing. My only other option being eating the damage on the one ID that cannot receive healing from any source.
Great.
Guard would help sometimes, but not here, since eating hits meant more bleed, and more healing, and more bleed meant I can't attack anymore once there's a certain amount of bleed on me, since I'll just bleed out and die. And about that Sandy lost to Branch of Knowledge, need I remind you that Lifetime Stew's healing is reliant on me hitting heads.
Oh my
Every time
God.
I would roll Branch of Knowledge to attack with, I was crossing my fingers for a tails hit, since that would give me back the SP and actually end up costing 0, which would be great. But I believe I only ever saw him hit tails 4 times total, and there's only 2 times I can think of that it actually ever mattered.
What the fuck was that? Did I just see that right? 300 damage?
Since that would give me back the SP and actually end up costing 0, which would be great. But I believe I only ever saw him hit tails 4 times total, and there's only 2 times
Scattering Gasipium.
I can think of that it...
What the fuck? How much did that shit just heal? It's at 750?
Tails 4 times total, and there's only
It's
2
at
times I can
750.
think of that it actually ever mattered.
It healed to 920. What the fuck?
And 3.
Dude!
Yeah, I bet you forgot there was a third problem. This passive. Now, funny thing, my low amount of coins means that this is actually not that intrusive, since the only skill that can roll a different result on 2 coins is his skill 2. But I wish I was kidding when I say that losing 5 SP could sometimes be semi-permanent, since regaining sanity not through representation emitter was unlikely at best.
Whoops.
And hey, more problems. Since I haven't even talked about Gossipium's scary attacks that it just has. Nothing like Blind Obsession, of course, but still decently high-rolling mass attacks that gain base power on the target with the highest bleed sounds not great. But it gets worse when you realize it's entirely possible for me to be unable to redirect that attack onto an ID without the highest bleed if I just got unlucky enough. This was a pretty low chance, thankfully, but it definitely happened at least once. While I'm on a roll, let's talk about Merceau, since he had a pretty unfortunate debuff. Keen viewers may have noticed that he can't use Ego during this segment.
Yep.
Both of my options require Envy.
Yep.
Meaning if Merceau was targeted by an attack and he didn't have his skill 2, he was eating that attack. What's worse is his base Ego's resistances are fatal to Lust, and fatal to Gluttony, and he's fatal to Pierce. Yeah.
Oh, joy.
Not great. Okay, that's finally the end of the long list of problems Gossipium posed, for now at least.
Wait. Guys, I just realized I've been streaming for quite a bit. I actually gotta go, like, soon. Because I have an appointment. My apologies. I guess we'll pick this up in the future. That's so ass. Dude, I can't believe it fucking heals like 200 health and does 400 damage. That's crazy. Dude, I lost track of time. I was having too much fun. Sue me. But unfortunately, I gotta go. I literally got too immersed. Like, maybe if I wasn't reading the damn story, bro. Maybe if I skipped the Kanto 6 story, we would have had more time. Unlucky, bro. But I'll catch you later. I'll stream sometime in the near future, like over the weekend or something. I'll see. But you know, until then, I actually do gotta go. I just do gotta go. I'm sorry that it's such an abrupt ending. But yeah. Apologies. I hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you on the flip side, but yeah, I gotta bounce, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hey, until next time. Peace.